Check, check, check. Check, check.
XL. So I must be mic 2.
Mic 1. Mic 1.
Perfect.
All right.
All right, well, to those tuning in for the JV game, welcome to Blackhawk TV. I'm Jordan Lehman, joined by Mr. Anthony Stitt. Mr. Stitt, Coach Stitt, probably heard of him by many names, but and obviously Zach Ambrose on the camera. Zach, can you turn my mic up a little bit? I think I'm too. That's perfect. All right. So tonight we've got the St. Croix Central Panthers visiting the Baldwin Woodville Blackhawks here at BWHS High School in Baldwin, Wisconsin. This JV game will have 16-minute halves, and first time these two teams have met this season. This will be the JV's second or third game. I'm not sure if they got one at Luck, and the third contest overall for the BW Hoops program. How you doing, Coach Stitt?
Doing great. I want to thank you guys for having me on here, and we'll do our best to try not to embarrass ourselves as we go.
That's the goal. That always is the goal.
Excited to watch a game here. Excited to watch a JV game. See how these guys are doing, and yeah, we'll see. It's always a good rivalry with Central. We'll see how things go.
So for those that may not know you, what's your background when it comes to BW and basketball?
Well, when I started here in 1998, I coached C-team with Coach Benoit, Coach Ashland for 10 years. Then came back, actually did a varsity assistant gig for just a year. Since then, I've put my time in at the middle school level. So I've been a middle school coach for, I don't even know, 7 or 8 years, and love the game of basketball, love high school basketball in general. So looking forward to calling a game. Trying not to make a fool of myself.
No, it's going to be a lot of fun. It always is. So for BW, we've got starting number 12, Ryan Bienendahl, number 10, Jackson Johansson, number 23, Evan Clausen, 14, Reese Guthrie, and finally 22, Ethan Ferndenzer. And it looks like for the Panthers of St. Croix Central, 21 is going to be Brody Peisig. Excuse my maybe mispronouncing some of these names. Number 11, Caden Fry. Number 12, Mason Sullivan. Number 2, Owen Tallage. And finally, number 31, Nolan Mirth. So, entry pass from under the basket. Hawks will get situated.
And we had one foul right off the bat here on Central. Nice post-up job there by Ferndenzer. Had position, coming over the back. Committed that first foul.
Ferndenzer in the post once again. Guthrie will shoot it. He decides to drive in. It's going to be a steal by Sullivan. And Central work in transition. Quick look underneath. They'll dish it out for a long 2 to Sullivan. That's going to be long. Half-back iron.
Good position there by Guthrie, getting it out.
Freshman Evan Clausen, he's going to go to his left. A little too far there on the entry pass, and that'll go back to St. Croix Central.
Yeah, and you could hear Coach Ashland down there talking about moving the ball, and they really kept the ball only on the left side of the floor that entire possession, a lot of dribbling. That will get better as we go, I would assume.
Quick sub for the Hawks, number 20, Elijah Heimer in for the freshman Evan Clausen. Nice hands there by Bienendahl. He's going to go in transition. He's going to go up with a left-handed layup, and that's going to scoot in for 2. So Hawks with the early lead, 2-0.
Yeah, nice little bucket there. Protected himself from the defender in order to get that ball up. Could have been maybe a foul, but I think it was a good no call.
Nice feed underneath. They'll dish it out again. Sullivan with another long 2. That one just short. And nice rebound by Johansson. Bienendahl's going to turn and go. Lost it for a second. He'll get it back, and he'll be fouled.
Yeah, Central's had a couple of nice looks from the perimeter here. Kind of moved the ball around well. They just haven't knocked anything down.
Subs for the Hawks. Starter 23 Clausen back in for Heimer, and number 10 is going to be Caden Wester. He's in for Peisig for the Panthers. Clausen at the wing. He's going to drive to his left. Nice left-handed layup there for Evan Clausen, the freshman.
Very nice take there. One dribble left hand, got to the basket. Nice little move.
4-0 Hawks. That's going to stay with the Panthers. So just about 2 minutes in.
And as usual, BW in their man-to-man defense.
Right. And that's going to go to somebody. It's going to be Reese Guthrie. The BW with the steal. Guthrie up for 2, and that's 6-0 Hawks, an early 6-point lead for Baldwin.
Really a nice job of Guthrie looking at what's there, realizing nobody's going after the ball and busting out and getting it.
Sullivan's going to drive in, kicks to 31. It's a good look from 3 and a nice offensive rebound by number 2. Good hustle there by the blue, but that's going to end up out of bounds back to BW.
Central's coming a little bit with some pressure here. It looks like they're going, I would assume, straight man. We'll see what happens. No, a little bit of jumping.
Ryan Vienendahl does a nice job getting it across the timeline, and another foul. That's going to be the 3rd team foul as Simon Herink checks in, the junior. He's going to give Talladge a break. So 3rd team foul for the Panthers. Good hands by Wester.
Pass a little off. Saved there by Clausen.
Good entry there by Ferndenzer. Guthrie's going to go up. No call.
And it looked pretty clean. I think he got him. But good position. That's something I think they'll go back to.
Nice spin move there by Sullivan. That's going to be long. Offensive rebound by Wester, and he's going to get fouled on the putback. So this BW JV team had their first home game of the season last Friday against Prescott, where they fell to the Cardinals here in a tough game. Cardinals shot really well from the perimeter, and the Hawks, you know, this 5 playing for the first time together, or first or second time together, it's always hard to know exactly how that's going to go, as Brody Paul, the sophomore, is going to check in, number 32 for Ethan Ferndenzer. First free throw was good for Central. That's their first point. 3 minutes in. Second one in and out, and Guthrie will gather the rebound. So Ryan Vienendahl's going to take. It'll be a blocking call, and that's going to be 2 free throws for the sophomore.
And again, I think it was the right call. Looked like the Central kid was a little bit off on him. Didn't quite have him squared up. Looked like the right call to me. Going to the line for 2.
Ryan Vienendahl had a real nice fall, playing a lot of varsity snaps for the BW football team. Very tough kid, very coachable kid. One of the most coachable athletes in the school, boys or girls.
That's something, Jordan. You had the opportunity to work with a lot of these kids. In football, you also spent some time coaching basketball as well. I know you.
Right.
You know the game pretty well.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it's a testament to a lot of these kids that a lot of them are multi-sport athletes. They spend, you know, pretty much every day after school, during the school year, working on a sport. A lot of times with the same group of guys, with the same group of teammates, and it's a ton of fun getting to know them as individuals, and seeing what they can do athletically. It's such a rewarding process.
Yeah, and that speaks to, you know, one of the things that I know all of our head coaches try to emphasize is, hey, don't just be good at one thing. Try and be in all these things. That's going to help you down the road. That, you know, your best sport might be football, but being able to play basketball and learn how to box people out, learning how to move your feet, that's going to help you in the sport of football, and
exactly.
vice versa. You're playing basketball, you learn those little nuances of how to body position. The endurance factor is all there. That the successful athletes that we've had come through here have, for the most part, been successful in more than one sport.
Absolutely. So the Hawks up 5, just about 4 minutes into this first half. We're going to get a inbounds from under the basket here by Vienendahl. Heimer will get the inbound up to Guthrie. Once again, Clausen to his left. In and out on the baseline. Nice little take there by Clausen. Central will work in transition.
Yeah, sometimes you do everything right, the shot just doesn't go down.
Right. Herink, no good for 3. Heimer's going to turn and go. He's going to put up the layup, and that'll go in for 2. So 10-3, 7-point lead for the Hawks.
Nice little drive. Nobody there from Central picked him up, and it looks like they're going to have a little talk about that because from a defensive standpoint from Central, you don't really want to see that. You don't want to see somebody go coast to coast and have a pretty wide open layup there.
Right. So coaching the BW JV squad is Coach Ashland, and Coach Stitt, you've known Coach Ashland for a long time, coached them for a long time. He's coached JV at BW for a number of years. What are the big takeaways you've had from your time with him, and his knowledge of the game and kind of his coaching philosophy?
He's definitely one of the smartest guys that I've ever been around in terms of knowing the game. He puts his time in. He knows what he's doing. He's definitely got some core beliefs. You're gonna see guys play man-to-man defense. You're gonna see him play man-to-man defense hard, and kids are gonna get after it. He is definitely, though, in terms of basketball coaching, he's a guy that can get through to the players, and I know he's been off for a number of years, and it's great to see him back on the sideline because I know that this is something that he loves doing. He gets a little nervous at times, a little high-strung at times, but he definitely loves to do it.
Right. Yeah, he's a lot of fun to watch coach. So Central back at it. Number 10 for Central, nice take there by Wester, and he'll drive for 2. Brings the Panthers within 5. Still full court pressure. Just a man pressure shown thus far. And Evan Clausen from the right corner. Good for 3. The first triple of the game goes to Evan Clausen, the freshman. 13-5.
And a nice looking shot there.
Clausen's got a really nice stroke. For just a freshman, his future here at BW is very bright. Drive and dish goes out of bounds, but that's going to stay with the Panthers.
Good hands, tipped out of there. Looked like Guthrie got his hand on the ball.
Junior Jeffrey Pettit, number 4 in the game for the Panthers. Fry will drive in. Mirth for 3, and that's good. So Central's first 3 in response to Clausen. Panthers back within 5. So as we look at a pressure defense, full court pressure by the Panthers, what are some risks and rewards when it comes to that full court pressure throughout a game?
Well, if you're giving up easy ones going the other way, it's obviously something that's a risk. So far, I don't think against their press, we've necessarily been able to generate any easy baskets. The few easy breakaways that we've had didn't come against their press. It came because we beat them down the floor and they didn't get back.
Right.
They haven't really generated a whole lot out of it, but sometimes you generate positives out of a press defense, not necessarily by turnovers, not necessarily by getting easy baskets. Sometimes it's just wearing teams down.
Sure.
It's forcing them to have to play the entire floor, and sometimes those benefits don't come until later in the game.
Right. So Central hits a 3. Nice putback there by Guthrie. So Panthers within 2 for the first time for a while, but put back by Guthrie puts the Hawks back up by 4. No look pass there to number 3, Herink. He's going to shoot the 3, no good, but Pettit will bring down the rebound. And we'll get a foul called on BW.
One of the interesting things too about Central to start the game here is I think at the beginning they probably had cleaner looks and missed them all. And now I think they've had, their looks have been a little more contested, yet
Right.
they've made the shots. A lot of times it just comes down to that, who can make shots.
Sure. Sullivan looks for the shot. He'll choose to pass it.
And a good wall off there by Clausen on D.
Sullivan's going to take. He'll dish to 20. That's Klin with the miss. Klin, a freshman. And the Hawks will get the ball. Nope. Yes. Hawks will get the ball. And Elijah Heimer, the junior, will inbound. So just about 9 minutes left in this first half. Once again in JV games, 16-minute halves rather than 18 for varsity, and that's going to be a travel violation on Heimer.
That whole possession looked a little shaky from the get-go, bringing the ball up. Evan did finally get rid of the ball, but everything just looked a little haphazard there, and it ended up in a turnover.
So we'll get some subs for Central as number 21, Peisig, back in the game. Man defense once again from BW. Good pressure there from Heimer. That'll be a turnover forced by BW, and that'll go back to the Hawks with 8:42 left in this first half. Heimer tries to get rid of it. He can't. He's going to step in the baseline. That'll be a turnover. Number 23, Mitchell Larson in the game for Central for the first time. He'll give Herink a break. Sullivan's going to go to his left. He's going to go up for two. No good. Looking for the call, nothing there. Headed for two. No good. That's going to be a push on the Panthers. Looks like that's going to go on Peisig, the sophomore. 6-team foul, so Hawks now in the bonus.
And that is one of the other drawbacks of being a pressing team that we didn't talk about, was you often commit more fouls.
Sure. Real nice position there by Elijah Heimer, and that's going to be a charge on the Panthers.
Excellent job stepping in there and taking a hit. Great job taking a charge. And absolutely the right call. One thing that you hear a lot of people that watch a lot of college and pro basketball talk about is he was under the basket. In high school, that doesn't exist. There is no circle under the basket. You can be wherever you want. There is no position. It's called time and distance in high school.
Right.
And there is none.
Real nice job there by Heimer, and the Hawks get it across the timeline. Clausen doing a nice job at the guard position last couple possessions. Johansson's going to drive in. Contested shot, no call, and Pettit will turn and go.
It looked like he had him clean up top, maybe something down low, but
real nice spin move once again for Sullivan. Sullivan can't get one to go. He's been able to get to the basket at will, seemingly. Larson for two, just inside the free throw line, no good. He'll find it again though, and that's up and in. 13-15, Central within two.
And that's definitely something that Coach Ashland will not be happy about. Not necessarily the dribble drive, but the guy wide open underneath,
right,
without a body on him. And I'm guessing he's calling this timeout right now to let them know exactly that.
Right. For those who haven't played or spent a lot of time around basketball, it can seem at times more of a fluid, more of a creative game, which it is, but there's also a lot of discipline. And one of the main disciplines defensively is boxing out. It's very difficult to decide every possession, I'm going to find my guy, I'm going to box out every single possession, right? And when you find players that are willing to do that, it's really a privilege.
Well, and it's also a tough thing too when kids are young to get to teach them, hey, you got to find a body first, you got to find the ball second.
Right.
That the body is more important than the ball. And that if everybody on your team is doing that, you're going to get the ball.
Exactly.
And that'll come.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Coach Ashland and Coach Benoit, obviously being Coach Benoit's program at the helm, they've done a really nice job for over 2 decades here of coaching defensive philosophies, simple defensive philosophies that are very effective and require a lot of discipline. And we're going to have a little bit of confusion on the inbound there. Looks like we're going to get a quick sub.
I think we had a sub. We kind of sounds like they didn't see him at the table but knew he was there. Ball was placed, had to restart it.
Back in the action. Johansson picks up his dribble, and that's going to be a turnover up to Larson. He's going to go for 2, and he's going to get 2. So it's a tie game for the first time since the beginning of the game. This one is tied at 15 apiece. 6:40 to go and counting in this first half. And that one's just going to go off Klaus's hands back to the Panthers. So as you mentioned, Coach did earlier, some of the fatigue from having to play full court against that press may be starting to set in.
Yeah, and that's a turnover that you look at, and it's definitely not caused by the press. But could it have been a factor of the press that you're constantly working to bring it up, and you kind of relax for a little bit? And it looked like that's what Evan did there. It looked like he kind of relaxed a little bit and just let the balls go right through his hands.
Right. Nice steal there by Johansson. Good hands, and he'll turn and go up to Veenendahl. Heimer's going to get rejected in the corner by Sullivan. Sullivan, the nephew of standout middle linebacker Andy Jacobson from BW. Fun fact.
Did not know that.
Hawks will inbound to Ferndenser. He's going to look for his buddy Guthrie, but no dice on the entry pass, and the Panthers are going to get it across in transition. Mirth will slow it up. He's going to step right inside the 3-point line for 2, and that's good. So the Panthers with their first lead of the game, 17-15. As they've battled back here, they were down by as many as 8. And that's going to be another quick turnover forced by this press.
Yeah, and now you're really starting to see those start to stack up a little bit, that they're definitely taking their toll.
Right.
This is one where you got to start looking down the floor a little bit, hopefully taking advantage of the fact that they're in the press. Otherwise, there's no reason for them to come out. If they can cause turnovers and they're not getting beat by it, they're going to stay with it as long as they can.
Sure. And maybe that's a similar strategy in quote-unquote beating the press as in beating the zone is if you want somebody to get out of a zone or get out of a press, you make them pay for it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You knock down a couple threes and they can't afford to be in it.
Looks like Johansson tried to take the charge there, and Mirth avoided him.
It was a nice job by the Central kid to not plow into him and avoid the charge, and nice job by Johansson of trying to get in position, and he did force him to miss the shot. So
right.
Unfortunately, Baldwin didn't have any rebounding on the backside.
And that's a clean look there by Peisig. That's no good, but.
And I don't know about you, Jordan, but that looked like they took a play out of Baldwin Woodville's playbook.
Yep.
I think they just called Michigan there.
Yep, Michigan, long loved inbounds play throughout all levels of BW basketball. And that's a risky inbound, and that's going to go to the Panthers by Heimer. Another turnover, and Mirth's going to get 2, and that's going to grow the Panther lead to 4. And a quick sub by Coach Ashland. She's going to get freshman Clausen back in the game. And Veenendahl. It looks like that's going to be the 3rd consecutive possession where that press is going to force a turnover. Coach Ashland beckoning his players to make some better choices, maybe slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. It sped them up to a level that they're not quite comfortable with, and we saw that again.
No look pass.
Now, as you're watching Central here on offense, you can kind of look at and see they're really running a lot of the dribble drive kind of offense that we saw take over college basketball for a while. Always putting the post, standing on the opposite block, clearing out so that when you do drive, you have a layup available there.
So the Panthers, off of that dribble drive, get another 2 in that last possession, so their lead up to 6 now. Hawks have been held scoreless here for a number of minutes as we approach 4 minutes left in this first half.
And having not seen the Varsity play yet, I'll be curious to see if that's what they're doing as well.
So Central forces another turnover there. They're going to turn and go, and that's a quick 3 there by Fry. That's short, but another offensive rebound there. Jackson Johansson, though, is going to use his strength to get that one back. Quick double from the baseline in the entry, but we'll find the other post. He's going to get fouled, and I believe he's going to go to the line to shoot 1-1.
Yeah, one of the things that we've seen with Central down on offense that the dribble drive does is with your post always on that opposite block, they're not necessarily a threat to score right off the bat. You know, they can, when the drive comes, if help goes at them, they're going to dish it to them. But they're also in position on that weak side board.
Sure.
And we've seen a lot of rebounds that Central's gotten because they do have that guy on the weak side glass.
Sure. Nice crossover by Sullivan, a really nice feed, and that's going to be an and-one opportunity for number 10 Wester. So things not getting any prettier for the Hawks here as Panthers grow that lead once again, and looks like Wester is going to have an opportunity for a 3-point play.
Yeah, that was really strong finish by Wester. That was he got up through those arms, went right through it. Nice, strong finish.
Pettit back in the game for the Hawks, and number 42 for BW, Landon Feedy with his first minutes of the game. The junior. Free throw no good. Guthrie will gather. Feedy will turn and go, but he's going to take one too many steps, and that's going to go back to the Panthers.
That was a nice job there by Feedy. I don't think that was his guy. Recognized that nobody was there and stopped and stayed and defended him, stopped the shot. Nice job there coming right into the game.
Right. Nice heads-up defensive play by Feedy, but the Hawks once again turn it over, and I expect that in your experience with Coach Ashland, he's probably not going to be too pleased with the turnovers this half at halftime.
No, I don't think so. I guess we'll see what happens. Central has started to jump it a little bit, but for the most part, they're not trapping out of it. They're just defending with one, and we're really struggling with that.
Brody Paul has a shot blocked there. Guthrie has it taken away off the rebound. And Central's going to turn and go. They're going to get their own offensive rebound on the miss. No good on the putback. And Vienendahl will turn and go. So an 8-point lead for Central. For Hawks, maintained the lead for a good majority of the half. 2:30 to play in this first half. Hawks unable to get clean post entries for the last couple minutes. Paul work in the post. He lost his dribble looking for some help. Get it back out to Feedy.
Another thing that Baldwin's not doing a great job of is when it is going into the post, it looks like we're pretty stagnant.
Sure. So when you get the ball into the post and offensively things stop, what does that put you at the risk for as an offense?
Well, like you just saw there, he didn't have a shot. His dribble was burned. So you're hoping out of the post maybe to look for a cross-court pass for an open three. But if guys are just standing there, they're easy to guard. Right. You know, it doesn't have to be a lot of movement. It might just be two guys switching with each other, two guys screening at the post. Even a guy cutting off of that guy when he's lost his dribble could give him an option. But if everybody just stands outside the three-point line, they make themselves pretty easy to guard.
Sure. So the Panthers' lead has swelled to 10. Just at the close of this first half. Panthers are going to go to look to score quickly, and they're going to get an opportunity for 2 free throws here. Klin, the freshman, is going to get fouled on the shot attempt. And that dribble drive really been effective as the Panthers on that first pass out of the dribble drive found some real nice looks under the basket. Klin, real nice left-handed shot there.
Yeah, another situation he drove in, and we really did a poor job there covering the post down in the opposite block. Pretty easy pass and forced a foul.
Second free throw off.
Klin, a lot of you remember his brother from last year, would be nephew of former Baldwin Woodville great Sean Tim.
That's right.
A lot of connections here when you only have towns 4 miles apart.
Right. Yeah, Kelson was a real nice contributor for the Panthers team that, as a lot of listeners may know, went to state last year at an overall record of 23-3 before falling in a close state semifinal game in Oshkosh to Lake Country Lutheran. And we've got out of bounds on the Panthers. That's going to stay with the Hawks. Yeah, for anybody who was able to watch last year's Central basketball team, it was a real treat to see them play. They played very, very hard team defense, played very efficient offense, and one of the better teams the Middle Border's seen in a long time. Klaas is going to dish to Vienendahl, who thought about it from 3. Klaassen once again driving with his left hand, tries to reverse, no good, but Guthrie with the putback, and the Hawks on the board for the first time in a while. So it
has been a while. They need to get that lid off that basket.
Absolutely.
Nice rebound and follow there by Guthrie. Good drive by Klaassen too. Just missed it.
So back within single digits. Within 9 are the Hawks. Now it's just going to go off of Larson's hands. Back to BW.
And they've got a chance to cut into this lead a little bit more.
Guthrie will get the entry pass. He'll get it quickly to Vienendahl. He'll drive and dish. Guthrie, nice look from the top of the key. Good. Nothing but net. So they
gave him a 3. I thought his foot was on the line, but we'll take that.
So the 3-point basket brings the Hawks within 6, but a quick 2 from Larson in transition.
I'm not going to question a call by Officer Dykhouse because he has a gun. So sure, he was right on that.
Kenny Dykhouse officiating JV games here for a very long time. Does a real nice job. Looks like this is going to be the last possession. 5 seconds. 4, 2, 1. Ryan Vienendahl from the free throw line almost banks it in. But at halftime here at BWHS High School, BW 22, St. Croix Central 30. And we're going to shut the mics off here for halftime. Thanks for joining us here at Blackhawk TV for this JV game. We'll see you in about 8 minutes. All right, we are back for the second half of this JV contest between BW and St. Croix Central, crosstown rivals. In the first half, Central battled back from an early deficit. They're up by 8 here at the halftime mark. Hawks struggle with turnovers in that first half. What are some keys you've seen, Coach Stitt, to maybe turn things around for the Hawks in this second period?
Well, I really thought that the pressure really started to bother the Blackhawks there, especially in the second half there of the first half. If they can handle that, get the ball up the floor, I think that they'll be fine. Defensively, they've got to rebound a little bit better. I thought they gave up some easier rebounds that they definitely should be battling for. They do that kind of stuff. On offense, I don't see offense as being that big of an issue. I think they'll be able to use some of that size inside, post up, get the ball down low, maybe a little high-low action, get it up to the top and dump it down. They did do that once or twice in the first half. I think I would expect them to do a little more of that here in the second half, but we'll see. I think they have a little advantage there, and they went right after it. And good take there by Guthrie. Just once again, kind of was a little off balance there. Couldn't quite get the shot to go.
Right. So Central's going to attack quickly once again. 3-point attempt by Herring, and that's in. So Central back up by double digits. Nice 3-point look there by Herring. He's a junior, and Clausen will take the guard duties that he took on later in that first half. He'll turn and go. The lefty gets it across the timeline up to Veenendahl. Another post look by Guthrie. 3-point attempt by Ferndenzer, in and out. And a nice rebound there by Fry.
Yeah, and it was a quick shot. It was an open shot, but definitely a quick shot.
Herring once again, he's going to try for 3, and that was nothing but net. Real nice looking shot there. Quick release.
One thing that Central is really good at, and you can tell, is when they do drive the lane, they're really good out of that dribble drive of recognizing what that post defender does. If he comes to help, they're automatically dishing. If he doesn't come to help, they're going for it.
So this press really getting to BW early in this first half. 2 back-to-back layups after those back-to-back threes, and the Hawks lead, or Panthers lead rather, is up to 18, and another turnover by BW.
Boy, and that just happened in a second, didn't it?
And under 2 minutes into this first half, the Panthers have grown that lead by 10. Real nice look there by 31. Fry now for 3, no good. But Herring's going to be there for 2, no good. Guthrie working hard under the basket on both ends of the floor this half. He'll get the rebound. Clausen, quick attempt under the basket, no good. Fry will get the steal, and he'll turn and go. Bounce pass out of the hands of Tallage, and the Hawks will slow it down here, down 18.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do here with the ball slowed down a little bit. See if we can get a good possession, work the ball around a little bit, get a good look.
Guthrie once again working in the post. A little inside-out action back to Johansson. That'll be a foul.
And there you do kind of see the difference there in style of play at that time. Johansson had a nice little drive to the basket, but he runs into his own guy because we've got that guy down there. It's a different offense, one that you're looking at using the post. And we got Michigan.
And once again, Clausen just unable to finish under the basket. He does a real nice job of elevating, but the ball just not falling tonight. And Fry for 3, another triple, the third of the half for Central, and they're up by 21.
And suddenly, they can't miss.
Yeah. Another turnover. Murth's going to turn and go. Fry's going to go up for 2, and that'll be 2 more. 23-point lead now for the Panthers. Clausen from the free throw line. That'll fall for the lefty.
Nice little shot there. That'll hopefully get them going a little bit here.
Clausen stops the bleeding with that bucket. Hawks within 21. Herring out to Murth. Another 3-point basket. That one's no good. But we'll go off of Brody Paul, the sophomore, and Junior Heimer.
And you can see here that it's early in the season, and I know that right now BW is down by 21, but what Coach Ashland is doing is he's trying to let these guys play through it. He's trying to see, how are they going to respond. Central came out here in the second half. They kind of punched him in the mouth, had a nice little run, and he's seeing right now how are these kids going to respond, and that's something that at the JV level, that's the C team level, you don't always call a timeout every time that something goes wrong. You want to see how guys respond. You want to see, hey, who's going to step up? Who's going to get after it? Who's going to keep playing hard when something doesn't go right?
Yep, that's a great point. So the Panthers once again pushing the tempo in transition. And Fry will attack the basket. He's going to dish down. No good on the layup there by Pysick. Number 11, Caden Fry, really showing his abilities here in the second half with some perimeter shooting, able to drive to the basket. Real nice looking junior for the Panthers. So Hawks down 21. 4:32 into this second half. Once again, 16-minute halves in JV action. And we're going to get a full timeout by Coach Ashland.
Yeah, and there's a lot of times when, as a coach, you look at it and, you can use a timeout sometimes to stem the momentum. And other times you call a timeout because you really want to teach something. You saw something that they're doing incorrect, that you want to tell them something. And sometimes you want to just let guys play through it. You want to just let them see what they can do. How are they going to respond? And I know that's what Coach Ashland was doing there for a little while. He wanted to see how they responded. And I'm sure right now they're looking at chipping back into the lead. Let's get this thing down maybe to 10 points in the next 4 or 5 minutes. You're not going to get 21 points back just like that. And that all starts on the defensive end. Play good D, good things happen.
Right. Yeah, and some people will call it a cliche, the one possession at a time philosophy, but it really is true, and it helps players because it makes the task more manageable. When you chop it down into just one possession, if we can win a possession, win another possession, like you said, all of a sudden it's a 10-point lead, and you keep doing that, and all of a sudden, over 11.5 minutes, you find yourself back in a manageable game where maybe you have a chance to come victorious. So that's the task at hand. Central's going to go fast again. That's kind of what they do. Quick miss, nice tough rebound there by the sophomore Brody Paul, and he's going to get the ball back for the Hawks.
Yeah, nice board there. Had good position, got some body on him, and that's why he got the call.
Quick hands there by Wester, but that'll stay with BW. Couple subs in for the Panthers. It's going to be Larson and Klin in for Herink and Fry. Herink and Fry done a lot of damage for the Panthers in this second half. 21-point lead for SCC. Just about 11 minutes left in the second half. Heimer lost for a second there. He'll get it back. Tough defense by the Panthers. Heimer's going to drive, put up a tough shot. That's going to find the glass and find the bottom of the net for two.
Sometimes you just throw it up there.
Hawks pull within 19, so one possession at a time, trying their best. Nice crossover and finish with his left hair by Clint, the freshman, number 20, a nice finish.
Really was a nice, smooth-looking move.
We'll get another foul, so that'll be the fourth team foul on the Panthers. Hawks doing a nice job avoiding those this half. They have no team fouls still.
And that's another thing that fans will look at from the outside and say, well, why is it 4 fouls to 0?
Yeah.
Clearly they must be biased. Without looking at the idea that Central's playing a much more aggressive defensive game. They're pressing all game. They're going to just naturally commit more fouls.
Right. Nice recovery there by Wester as he gets a block on Heimer. We'll get blocks and elbows here on the entry.
Now, don't get me wrong. If I'm a coach, too, I'm yelling to get a foul call here or there, too.
Yep. For fans of the
As
game.
I'm sure you did.
Yep. You have. Sometimes you gotta find that balance between, you know, modeling good sportsmanship for your players and also letting the officials know when you think that, you know, there's genuinely an imbalance. But there's also coaches, I mean, legends of the game that have made a living off of really getting under official skin and getting games to be called maybe in a different fashion than they once were. Klin got the shot to go in that possession, and Panthers back up by 23.
Nice dish and a finish.
Nice finish there by the sophomore Brody Paul. He's having a nice second half on both ends of the floor.
Good job staying on his feet there by Clausen.
And that one just gets away from Paul. Larson for three, no good. And Clausen, the freshman, is going to turn and go. He's going to fire up to Heimer.
And it looked like, yeah, it was. His foot was on the line.
So the ball will go back to the Panthers. Feedy, number 42, back in the game. Viendahl's going to take a seat for BW. So just about 9 minutes left in this contest, this JV matchup between the Panthers and the Blackhawks. Panthers up by 21. They've really grown this lead in the second half. Nice save there by Wester. He's going to find himself with the ball again. A lot of contact, and that'll be the first foul of the half on BW.
No, it looks like they called it out of bounds. They stepped
Oh,
off the line.
out of bounds. Correction. So it'll be a turnover. No foul still committed by the Hawks. And big Tyler Hare, number 33 for BW, checks in the game. Mirth with the takeaway. Another takeaway by the Panthers. Nothing doing on the shot attempt, though, and Clausen will head the other way once again. Feedy to Hare for two. The big man gets his first 2 points of the matchup.
Yeah, that's always the best way to come into the game, isn't it? You come into the game and the ball ends up in your lap and you got a nice easy layup.
Building confidence for the junior. Nice takeaway there by Heimer. Another junior, he's going to turn and go, and he'll attempt the layup. He's going to shoot two.
Yeah, nice steal there. Get it going the other way.
As the offensive line coach for the Hawks, it's fun watching a few of the starters from this fall's varsity team. Elijah Heimer, a junior, and his good buddy Tyler Hare. They played next to each other at right guard and right tackle throughout the first few months of this school year. Heimer gets the first one to go.
So with that said, I fully expect on this play to see some sort of combo block coming up. Maybe a double screen for a three coming up for one of their teammates.
That's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Heimer will shoot the second. So no good on that one, but he's going to try to get it back. He'll commit a foul there. Hawks within 18. So they've chipped away at this lead a little bit here.
And nice job being aggressive. I like, he missed it, he went after that, obviously committed the foul, but there's aggressive fouls and there's lazy fouls. And you don't mind seeing an aggressive foul once in a while.
Sure. Real nice take once again by Fry, but no good on the layup attempt. And the Hawks, one possession at a time, just trying to chip away at this deficit. Viendahl looking for some help. He'll find Heimer.
Nice catch there by Guthrie. Yeah, that was not an easy one to hang on to. Couldn't finish down underneath, but a good catch.
Now Central starting to give up the ball a little bit, and Guthrie's going to turn and go, and he's going to get fouled. He's going to shoot 2 free throws. So he's going end to end very quickly. He'll take a second to catch his breath before shooting 2 for BW.
That seems like the pace of the game picked up a little bit here.
Absolutely.
Last minute and a half.
Absolutely.
You can look at the guys out in the court. A lot of guys with their hands on their hips, trying to catch their breath.
Yep. Regardless of score, both teams played very, very hard. Like you mentioned earlier, it's early in the season, so mistakes are going to happen. These two teams will see each other again, and I'm sure BW expects that to go quite differently. We've actually got a free throw violation on Mr. Guthrie as he steps across the line before the ball hits the rim, so that second one will not count. So Hawks still down 18. Quick shot, and Guthrie's going to get number 21, Pysick, on the arm there, and Pysick's going to shoot 2.
Yeah, once again, there was that cross-court pass going from one side to the opposite block. Yeah, that was something that, you know, back in the olden days, and by olden days I'm talking about you know, even when you played,
Yep.
that was a pass that you really frowned upon. You didn't want to see it going across like that through the lane, because 9 times out of 10 it was going to get stolen.
Sure.
With these new spread out offenses with the dribble drive, it's a much easier pass, and Central's been doing it all day. They're hitting it.
Yep. The game evolves, and a lot of times some of those evolutions can be, Fry's going to take a quick 3, no good. Can be real advantageous, but as I'm sure you've noticed throughout the last 5, 10, even 20 years, a lot of times some of those fundamental basics that have been there since the beginning of the game still remain true, right? Rebounding, taking care of the basketball,
Absolutely.
playing as hard as you can. Those things never go away.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, some of the things that I do think are a lot different. I remember the times back before there was a three-point line. And before you had the three-point line, yeah, I'm starting to date myself a little bit now, but before that three-point line, it was kind of, if you had a dominant post player, you were going to be good. And the three-point line definitely has opened things up. And now coaches have realized, hey, I don't need a big guy inside in order to be a good team. I mean, I think a lot of that has come from the college level with the dribble drive. Kids watching the NBA and watching Steph Curry and realizing that I can be, a medium-sized or even small guy as Steph is in the NBA world, and still be a really good player and affect the game in a lot of different ways.
Sure. Nice take there by number 2. That won't go in, but the putback will, and that's Pysick for 2. So the Panthers lead up to 24 now, and that's going to be a quick turnover. So with 6:23 left, ball go back to the Panthers. So for those of you just joining us, BW did have a lead for a good part of the first half. Panthers kind of went on a run there to close out the first half and have really obviously grown that lead significantly over the last 16 minutes or so of play.
Yeah, and their pressure is really giving BW some problems. They've struggled handling it.
And Heimer just trying to get it across the timeline. He will, but that's going to be picked off. Thankfully, they'll find a Blackhawk, but Venedal will walk with it. And another turnover forced by that pressure. We're going to get quite a few subs for the Hawks here. Looks like Klaassen, Ferndenzer, Paul, and Johansson in the game. They're going to stay with Feedy. Yes, a lot of tired Blackhawks on the bench right now. Mirth will drive and kick to Fry, but he's going to step on the baseline. As a good number of students and parents channeling into BWHS gym
Yeah, it looks like people are starting to show up. I know on Friday against Prescott, we had a great crowd here. Really big crowd for really first home game of the season.
Right. Yeah, it's one of the best aspects of high school sports are weeknights, high school basketball, varsity gyms, how they can get packed, the energy, the legendary memories that are made, on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. It's a lot of fun. It's where I fell in love with high school sports when I was 5, 6 years old, watching, Zach Campbell, Jake Kuzlik, Tommy Thompson, Logan Kimberly, those kind of names, and you coached in that old gym many, many times, both at the varsity C team JV level. That was a pretty unique place.
Which old gym are you talking about? Because
I
also coached in the wrestling gym. So.
Funnily enough, I watched a game in there once, watching my cousin play. But yeah, the barn gym, as they say, not the wrestling gym, is where I first witnessed varsity basketball here at BW, and I missed that gym personally. I thought it was a lot of fun to watch basketball in there. Obviously, this is a real nice one, but
I have said for years that I would love to see them play one game a year back in that old gym. I just think it would be a heck of a lot of fun. You could call it retro night, call it whatever you want.
right.
Kids can come out and maybe wear an old uniform, go into that old gym, because I agree with you. The one thing about those old gyms is they're hot and they're loud, and there's just something special about being in there.
Yeah.
This is a much more comfortable gym, no question, but when there's big games, those loud gyms, that's a heck of a good time.
There's nothing like it. And if for any of you that haven't been to the gym we're talking about, it, in my opinion, is one of the cooler venues to watch a high school basketball game that I've ever been to, as I've had the privilege of watching quite a few across the western, well, as across the whole state, and it stands up there with anybody's venue when it comes to environment. I remember when I was just a small kid watching a playoff game where, like you said, I think I was in one of the top couple rows with some friends of mine, and it was hot, it was loud, you couldn't hear yourself think. It was all basketball, and it's a lot of fun.
It absolutely is. And as we see more and more of these new gyms, I guess I'll call it a cookie cutter style that we're getting now, with the same old rectangle, and they are nicer. They definitely have a lot going for them, but I do miss the nostalgia of those. Another gym I always really liked was the old Spooner gym.
Absolutely.
Where they used to have the D4 sectionals there every year, and that was just a dark but phenomenal place to watch a game.
Absolutely. Yeah, my dad, when I was probably 8 or 9, took me to my first Spooner sectional, and we went for a number of years in a row. And like you said, it's one of those places where you get in there and you look up and you look around and you're like, I don't know how this is put together necessarily. I don't know how it all works, but this is a pretty cool place.
Yeah. On that last possession, we had a nice little post up there by Brody Paul. Scored a basket.
So we've got under 3:30 to play. We're going to have a foul committed by the Panthers, and
they're in the bonus, so this should be a 1-1.
So Fern Denzer, the junior, is going to shoot at least one free throw here as more and more fans find their way to their seats. And so for the varsity matchup tonight, obviously the Panthers and the Blackhawks going to be facing off for the first time this season. Panthers 1-0 overall, and that did come in conference, so they're 1-0 in conference. They beat Amory last week in a convincing fashion. The Hawks 1-1 overall at the varsity level. They won their first game, a non-conference affair against Luck in Luck. Real convincing win there, but fell in their first conference game to perennial power Prescott here at home. Up and down battle against Prescott, close throughout a lot of the game, and then Prescott with some of their talent, Malmlov, Wallen and company, pulled away. But BW, a team that absolutely believes to compete for a conference title this season, looking to make a statement tonight at home against defending champions St. Clair Central Panthers. Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and a game I'm really looking forward to. One thing about BW, kind of a tough draw to start the year. They obviously got Prescott in game 1. They get Central here in game 2. At least as far as conference games go. And I would say those two, along with BW, are probably the 3 favorites to compete for the league title.
Right.
So for them to get both of them right away at the beginning of the year, that can be definitely a barometer of where you are at the beginning of the year. One thing that I know watching BW teams though over the years is we tend to get better as the year goes on.
Right.
And I know that's always been a focus of Coach Benoit, Coach Ashland, is that we maybe aren't going to start out as good as we possibly can be, but we're going to get there. We're going to get better, and we're going to get better week after week.
Right. Yep, good litmus test to begin the season. 2 of the teams that have won the combined last 8 conference championships. Prescott obviously was 7 of those, and then Central taking the title last year.
I like that. So
yeah.
They combined for the last.
Yeah.
Prescott won.
Yeah, a little generous there to Central, but yeah, Prescott, Coach Johnson, who I've had the privilege to get to know through Coach Nygaard, a really, really good guy, better guy than he is a coach, and he's a pretty good coach over there at Prescott. And last year, Coach Jordan for St. Croix Central, who has a long storied coaching career. He coached the Panthers for a couple of years and had a lot of success with them. Obviously last year winning 23 games and going to the state semis. They have a new head coach this year to do the Panthers. That's Dustin Hayes. Returning assistant though, and Ron Seiler, who is the father of legendary Panther now Gabe Seiler, who graduated last year. He's playing his college basketball at Bethel. But it's interesting having a new head coach, and you, I think, can speak to that as a coach, how when you transition from coaches at any level, it's a challenge for kids, maybe when it comes to buying in or trusting. There's just a lot of different challenges that go along with that.
There absolutely are. First of all, I want a nice little post move there, nice little up and under by Ethan Ferndenzer. Got fouled on the shot. He'll go to the line and shoot too. But yeah, back to your point, absolutely that you get a new guy in there, and obviously they came out that first game, won by about 40. So obviously one game in, it sounds like they're buying in. They have a really bottom heavy schedule from the standpoint of they've only played one game so far, and most teams have played more.
Right.
So I do think that helps when you have a new coach coming in, that he's got some time in practice to get that done and to get what he wants implemented in there. I'm curious to see how they're going to look. It sounds like they like to press you a little bit. They like to get after you. Very similar to what this JV team has been doing. But it'll be interesting to see how similar they are to last year, and what's new, what's changed, and what stays the same.
Right. So, junior Tyler Hare is going to go to the line for 2. We've got just over a minute left in this JV contest. Panthers up 27. They've done a real nice job putting pressure on the Hawks throughout the game, and that pressure's paid off as they've generated a lot of turnovers, a lot of points off of turnovers. And a real nice looking JV squad for the blue. And Hawks losing their 2nd in a row at the JV level, continuing to learn. A lot of young players, a lot of guys playing together for the first time. So they're going to continue to get better, as Coach Stitt mentioned. BW teams do that very regularly, as they'll get better throughout the years. That's going to be another quick 2 for the Panthers as Pettit finishes.
Really a nice pass right there. To see him under the basket, that was a nice pass.
So just under 45 seconds left in this one. Hawks looking to...
Central really in this game did a nice job. At the beginning of the second half, they knocked down, I think it was 3 threes in a row. That really forced BW to come out and try and guard them a little bit more on the perimeter. And Central was able to take advantage of that dribble drive offense after they knocked down a couple of perimeter shots and couldn't just give them that anymore. And that really kind of opened this game up.
That's going to be an and one opportunity for Tyler Hare, which gives me the opportunity to mention Packman's Concrete, who sponsors all and ones by BW this season at the JV and varsity level. You can talk to Nick Pack. Get in contact with him at packmansconcrete@gmail.com for all your concrete needs. And it looks like Panthers going to try to dribble this one out. They're up 25 and looks like they're going to close this out for a victory here in this JV contest at BWHS. After this, we're going to shut the mics off for a little bit. Keep the camera on as both teams will warm up. And we'll turn the mics on a little bit before the varsity game and obviously call this great matchup tonight between crosstown rivals, BW and SCC. So the final, Central with the win in that JV contest. We'll see you in about 15 minutes for the varsity matchup. Thanks for joining us on Blackhawk TV. All right, hello and welcome to Blackhawk TV's production of BW versus St. Croix Central Varsity Basketball contest tonight at BWHS. We've got the starters being introduced at the moment. My name is Jordan Lehman, joined by Coach Stitt, Mr. Anthony Stitt. How you doing, Mr. Stitt?
Doing great. Really looking forward to this matchup tonight. BW coming off a tough loss against Prescott. Thought we played hard. Central coming off a big, impressive win against Amory last week. This should be a good measuring stick for two teams that are really, in my opinion, going to be two of the top three teams in the league along with Prescott this year.
Right. Obviously the first conference game not going the way of the Hawks' favor, but they've got an opportunity here just a couple nights later to bounce back from that against the crosstown rival St. Croix Central. BW 1-1 overall in the year. They began their season with a win over Luck at Luck, a convincing win. Obviously last Friday losing to Prescott, so they're 1-1 overall, 0-1 in conference. And like Coach Stitt mentioned, St. Croix Central took care of business in Amory last week, winning convincingly against the Warriors 64-29. So 1-0 overall are the Panthers, 1-0 in conference, as we've got this one about to go underway between the BW Blackhawks and the St. Croix Central Panthers.
And Blackhawks with their normal starters. We got Fritz Werner, Ofsty, Kunin, and Cameron Thompson at the point.
And Hackbarth for the Panthers will get the tip, joined by Whitaker, Hinsman, Nielsen, and Harney. Tough man-to-man defense as usual from Coach Benoit's Hawks as the Panthers get started on this first possession of the game. Quick look inside with the big man Hinsman. He's a Division I football recruit. He'll get it back from Whitaker. He's going to go up strong on the left and no good. Nice rebound there from Kunin.
A really nice job there by Kunin, holding his ground, walling up, coming back and getting the rebound. Nice job there.
Awesome environment tonight here at BWHS. Loud already. Both student sections on their feet. Lots of parents in the crowd. It's a lot of fun. Sophomore Fritz, he's going to go to his left. Nothing doing. Back out to Werner.
We see Central coming out the same thing, also in the tough man-to-man.
Hawks taking their time, patient with this first possession. A question mark for the Hawks is who is going to step up this season, maybe in a primary scoring role. One guy, the sophomore Fritz, an option, also junior Eli Kunin for three. The first basket of the game to the big man, Eli Kunin, 3-0 BW.
And really good confidence builder there. Nice job by Fritz. He got blocked on the shot, didn't give up on the play, kicked it back out. Excellent knockdown by Kunin. Good to see him hit that perimeter shot to start out. Might be able to pull Hinsman out away from the basket a little bit.
So Hackbarth tried to drive and get it to Hinsman in that possession early. Harney, though, off of the inbounds play, he'll get two. So Panthers within one, 2-3. Full court pressure from Hackbarth. Senior Cam Thompson turns and goes. That entry pass tipped away by the senior Hinsman.
Yeah, good quick feet there by Hinsman to get around him, not foul. Nice job. Stays Blackhawk ball.
Pretty easy to tell who the Division I offensive line recruit would be. 45 Hinsman, a huge presence, but on inbounds play, senior Keegan Ofsey, he's going to go to the line for two.
And excellent pass on the out of bounds there to get it up there to Keegan. Nice job going up and going to try and put both these down.
First one good for the senior Ofsey, 3-year starter for the Hawks. Excellent defender, excellent rebounder. Scores when he can. Last year had a real nice year from the perimeter. Second free throw no good. Kunin fights for the rebound, but the Panthers will bring it down. So Hackbarth looks like he's going to take the duties of point guard tonight for the Blue. Hinsman fighting inside. Hackbarth, really good three-point shooter, right wing, no good. And that'll go off of BW and stay with the Panthers. Hard to see exactly who that was off of, but Central will retain possession. Hackbarth thought about it. Central will continue to work through their offense.
And nice job of defense by the Hawks here, nothing.
Nielsen with a nice kick there to Hinsman. So the senior, Carson Hinsman, big man for two, ties the game at 4. Senior Cam Thompson, coast to coast, gets that one stripped away, but that'll stay with the Hawks.
It looks like Central's going to start out here just a little straight man, try and get the pressure up a little bit. I know they caused a lot of problems for Amory with their pressure in their first game. So far, Baldwin hasn't had a problem bringing it up.
Hawks working it around against this pressure. And that is going to be a turnover by the senior Cam Thompson. They'll go back to the Panthers. A little matchup zone there, maybe.
Yeah, a little 2-3, and they definitely extended those top guys out. Usually in a 2-3, you don't see those guys extending out as high as they did, but they did. I'll be curious to see if that's something that Central sticks with on out-of-bounds plays. If they go 2-3 on all out-of-bounds, or if that was just a one-time hit.
Harney from the corner for 3. Nice dish there by the senior Hackbarth to the senior Harney. Gives the Panthers the lead. Hackbarth last year for the Panthers, a spot-up shooter option, a very good scorer for that team that won 23 games all the way to a state semifinal. Hawks last Friday had stretches where offense was hard to come by. It'll be interesting to see tonight what that scoring will come from when it comes to this starting 5.
And they had another nice swing pass there. Coonan trying to get position. Hinsman with really quick feet to get out there and be able to knock that out without fouling.
Cam Thompson, quarter 3, need it. No good.
Good luck there by Werner to kick it out there.
Harney will collect the rebound and bring it up for the Panthers. And that's going to be an offensive foul as the push-off is called.
Like they called Hinsman there on kind of a trip. He got an extra wide position there. You're allowed to go as wide as your shoulders. You're not allowed to go wider than that. And it looks like that's what they called.
So Hinsman's going to take a seat, number 22. That's Trey Whitaker, the senior. Or 32, I'm sorry. Carter LaVenture, also a senior, in for the Panthers. So on the floor for the Panthers, number 5. Colin Hackbarth, senior, 30 Harney, 33 Nielsen, 22 Whitaker, along with LaVenture. And Van Someren in for the first time tonight. Short on that pull-up, might have gotten tipped.
I couldn't tell if he got a piece of that or not. Either way, it was really good defense there.
LaVenture, corner 3, just off. And that's going to go back to the Hawks. So in the early going here, just over 4 minutes into this varsity contest. SCC 7, BW 4. And as we saw in the JV match, some full court pressure from Central. Little man matchup, making the Hawks work to get it across the timeline. The senior Thompson gets it across half court for the Hawks, and we'll get into our offense. Keegan Opsey from 3, in and out.
In and out, and we got an over-the-back call here coming on Van Zomeren. A nice box out on the backside there by Central. Nielsen.
That's a shot that Keegan will continue to take. A very nice three-point shooter, had a real nice season from the perimeter last year. Senior Hackbarth's going to go to the rim, in and out though. And they'll say that Opsey was out of bounds when he touched it, and that'll stay with the Panthers.
Yeah, he started his jump out of bounds, hit the ball before he ever touched or established himself.
Sophomore, James Borkhardt, he's going to check in for sophomore Colin Fritz. Borkhardt, a real nice JV performer last year as a freshman for the Hawks. Exclusively varsity this season, but a nice shot there from Colin Hackbarth, the senior. He's been hitting big threes for Central for the last 3 years.
Just a simple give and get it back to the shooter.
Hackbarth will get called for the reach there. They called that a 2. So a long 2 looks like for Hackbarth, makes the score 9-4 SCC. And he goes down the other end, picks up his first foul. So 3 team fouls now on the Panthers, just 1 on BW.
Looks like Borkhart's into the game now for BW.
So one thing Coach Nygaard and I talked about last week was kind of some of Kunin's frustrations. As Kunin's going to take a corner 3, that one's long. Unable to get going in the post because Eli, for those who have watched Eli play for the last couple of years, very nice player in the post, has another tough matchup tonight. And you know, you coached for a number of years, Coach. What's the great challenge when you play in the post against, you know, somebody as physically dominating as a Carson Hinsman?
Well, you got to fight right back, and if you watched Eli down here on the defensive end, he did a nice job of really bodying up Carson on that last rebound, was able to get a nice board on it, and you just got to keep doing that, because he's going to be a load down low. That's what he does. He gets rebounds. He will score if the opportunity's there, but his job is mainly to beat people up down low. And Kunin, I think, down low so far has done a nice job keeping him off the glass.
Right.
Central's obviously hit a couple of threes here to push this lead up, and BW's offense is struggling a little bit to start here. We hit the 1-3 from Kunin. Other than that, I think BW's taken some pretty good shots, just haven't knocked them down. We've got a couple of wide open looks from behind the arc. Thompson, I know, had one. Ofsty had one.
Right.
And you just got to keep taking those. Sometimes it's tough when they're not falling, but you got to keep taking those.
Blackhawk TV would like to thank Precision Truck Service for their sponsorship. Precision Truck Service is a full-service heavy truck and trailer repair shop located in Baldwin, offering all types of general repair for heavy truck and trailer, diesel and mobile service alignments, computer diagnostics, welding and fab, and sandblasting. As a Michelin heavy truck tire dealer, we offer best in price on Michelin, BFG, and Uniroyal tire brands, balancing and installation. Give us a call at 715-760-0768 or stop in. We are located conveniently on the north side of Baldwin under the water tower. So in the early going here, BW down 4-12, just under 6 minutes into this first half. Once again, full court pressure from the Panthers. And they're going to do a quick trap in the short corner. But the Hawks will get it across half court. But a quick double dribble call on the sophomore Borkhardt gives it back to the Panthers.
There was, and coming out of that timeout, you see Central switch up their full court press defense. They had been all just straight man. That time they threw a little diamond in there, pressed in the backcourt. Looked like BW was going to get numbers on that one, but they obviously turned it over.
Sullivan, the sophomore in the game for the Panthers. Mason played a half of JV and now has 2 halves to offer, and Varsity, and Hinsman goes up hard too. Looked like a block there from Ofsey, but he got him with the body. So Carson Hinsman, the senior, is going to shoot 2. Keegan Ofsey, a player that the Hawks want to keep out of foul trouble. One of the better defenders in this part of the state, definitely in the conference.
You know, it was a nice job at defense. He was actually guarding the dribbler there. Forced the pass, had to come off, and unfortunately got a little too much of Hinsman's body trying to go for the block. But really tough play there on defense.
Senior Caleb Locker in the game for the first time. He'll give Cam Thompson a rest. No good on both those free throws, so no harm done there by the Panthers. Hawks down 8. Hawks looking to get things going offensively. Real nice defense thus far by the Panthers. Kunin trying to get position underneath. That one's batted away by Hinsman, and that's going to be a held ball that will stay with the Blackhawks.
And that has been about the 3rd or 4th pass that has tried to go into the post that Hinsman has got his hand on. He's really done a nice job of getting his hand in there, not fouling. And BW's got to do a little better job of passing away from him.
So we'll get a stack look under the basket here. Quick inbound to Van Someren, and once again, will get that entry pass knocked away, but that's going to be another foul on 45, Hinsman.
And just as I say that, at that time you could see he was behind him, didn't get half a man around him, just reached from behind and tried to swat it away. This veteran officiating crew, they're going to call that every time.
That's a storyline to follow as big man Hinsman, as that inbounds was passed off the back of the defender by Locker, trying to get tricky there.
Tried to catch him sleeping, got a bad bounce off of the back, which it's tough to tell where it's going to bounce off of somebody's back.
Little Michigan look there from under the basket. No dice. Sophomore Burkhardt. He will get it into Coonan, who's going to go to work, and he's going to get fouled and go to the line. And at this break for the free throw, just want to thank CW Garage Door for their sponsorship of Blackhawk TV. CW Garage Door is your go-to source for the wholesale distribution of high-quality residential and commercial garage doors and the related parts and options. For over 15 years, we have provided exceptional customer service through our personal, hands-on approach. Our flexible schedule ensures we will work with you to provide a quick turnaround and prompt delivery. For more information on CW Garage Door distribution, please contact us at 877-684-5125. So in that last possession, Hawks get a nice touch in the post.
Yeah, it was a good recognition by the whole team of realizing, all right, Hinsman's out of the game, and Coonan's got an advantage down low. They dumped it to him right away. He got a nice look. Drew the foul, got to the line, made 1 or 2.
Right. So Hawks at 5 now, down 5 to 12, 7-point deficit here. Just about 11 minutes to go in this first half. Whitaker with a tough drive, no doing, and he's actually going to commit a foul there on the other way after Coonan gets a big rebound. And another storyline to watch is the fouls for the Panthers in the JV game. They picked up quite a few early, and they already have 6, putting the Hawks in the bonus here with over 11 minutes to play in the first half.
And that's also Whitaker's second, so they now have 2 starters with 2.
Hawks do finally get it in. Caleb Locker's going to pick a side and go, but Sullivan's from behind. Looks for the steal, but he's going to commit a foul, and Locker's going to have an opportunity to knock down some free throws.
Just like you said, this game can turn on a dime on these fouls, and Central seeing themselves in foul trouble already. The Blackhawks with a chance to shoot themselves right back into this thing at the charity stripe.
First one good for Locker. Caleb played 2 very valuable years on the JV here, and he helped obviously last year at the varsity some, but got a lot of really good experience at that JV level. It's a valuable level of basketball, and really fun seeing him add his contribution to the varsity level this year as a senior. And he adds 2 points to the Hawks total, so they're within 5.
Yeah, and he's done a nice job bringing the ball up the floor, handling it, giving Cameron Thompson a little bit of a break.
And with on-ball defense, none other than Caleb Locker forces a turnover there from Mirth, and the Hawks will get it back. He'll pick a side and go to his left.
And Central now back to just playing straight man. They did that one or two possessions there of Diamond. They've gone back.
Nice little look inside by Locker. Really good patience after a nice touch pass by Werner. Hawks down 3.
Back screen on the weak side. Play we've seen for years out of BW.
Sullivan pulls up for mid-range jumper, no good. Mirth with a quick put up, no good. Nice sky for the rebound there by Van Someren. Real tough defense, and Mirth's going to pick up a foul, and Mr. Locker's going to go back to the free throw line, looking to chip away at this lead.
And that's definitely going to be a story here with 8 fouls already on Central. And they're handsy. They're aggressive. They're handsy, and these guys are going to call that.
So shooting the 1-and-1 here as Locker. That'll be his 5th point for the senior. Coming off the bench tonight as a 6th man for the Hawks. And good on the second one. So 6 valuable bench points from Locker as the Hawks pull within 1. Hackbarth and Harney, starters for the Panthers, back in. Harney hit a couple threes early in this first half. No good on that one.
Yeah, nice job of walling off there, getting a rebound by BW.
So this 1-point contest now. Hawks down by as many as 8, have battled back, down just 1, 11-12. Just about halfway through this first half. Sophomore Fritz underneath, no good.
Nice little post move by Fritz, missed the shot, and unfortunately Van Zomer came over and committed the foul trying to get the rebound.
Good to see Sean Van Someren competing on a varsity level after his successful junior football season came to a close a little early for him. He has suffered a lower body injury just about halfway through the season for the Hawks. He had a really nice early season as a receiver. Good to see him back out there competing for BW. Nice quick steal there by Hush. Good hands by the senior.
Really good position there by Coonan. They didn't see him.
Sam Hush for 3. Good!
He hits it.
Sam Hush, the senior, off the bench. So bench points hugely valuable in this first half, and that's going to be a quick turnover on the Panthers. So Hawks up 14-12 as the bench coming alive, kind of reviving this BW team as they take the lead.
Yeah, a couple of nice minutes there by Hush. Comes off the bench, gets a steal right away, hits a 3.
So BW up 14-12 halfway through this first half here at BWHS in Baldwin, Wisconsin. Cam Thompson will rise up. Might have been tipped there by Hackbarth, tough defense. And he'll turn and go for the Panthers.
Yeah, it was close. I thought he might have got a piece of his arm, but these guys say no. We'll defer to that.
Officiating is difficult. Keegan Offsey with the steal. He's going to turn and go. He'll finish with 2. Hawks lead grows to 4.
Good finish. And nice job there by Hackbarth of not committing the foul. You could see Keegan there tried to go into him, tried to get him to create some contact and get the basket. He stayed away.
Another nice defensive series for the Hawks as they lead by 4 after being down by as many as 8. They're on a 12-0 run. Sophomore Fritz trying to get it into the post to Coonan, and that's another foul on the Panthers, and Coonan will shoot the 1-1.
You know, and that's one of those things is, you know, dumping the ball down to Coonan. They've scored a few, but what's been probably more important on that is they forced Central to commit 3 or 4 fouls down there on the blocks, and that's part of the reason why we're Baldwin Woodville shooting free throws.
First free throw, the 1-and-1, no good, but the Hawks will gather the offensive rebound on a nice effort there by Offsey. Coonan once again working real hard in the post.
Yeah, and you can see him wave Fritz out of there because he wanted the ball down on the block.
Sophomore Fritz going to work. He'll dish it back out to Werner. That pass tipped by LaVenture. And senior Hinsman, big man's going to get back in the game after quite a long break. He's got 2 fouls, so keep an eye on that.
Yeah, we'll see if BW goes right back to Coonan down low. Try and pick up that third. And they're battling down there.
Fritz goes to his left. Trying to get positioning. Nice patient move there by Fritz. And he's going to get fouled. Go to the line to shoot 2. And I'm going to read an ad quick here. Fierhelm Langer is a CPA firm with offices in Baldwin, Ellsworth, River Falls, and Lake Elmo. At Fierhelm Langer, our clients are a top priority. We offer the skills and expertise of a large CPA firm combined with the personal attention and responsiveness of a smaller firm. When you partner with us, we take the time to get to know you, understand your goals, and build a lasting professional relationship. We invite you to turn to us at Fairholm Langer for bookkeeping services, payroll services, financial projections, tax preparation, tax planning, and all your accounting and tax needs. As Fritz hits 1 of 2, Hawks lead grows to 5.
And Fritz on that play, a really, really nice move. He kind of got himself caught in a position under the basket. Had to turn around, stayed with it, kept after it. Kind of like that play there, Hinsman. Put one up, missed, stayed with it, kept going after it. And those plays in there, you're going to get those kind of calls.
Real nice effort there by Hinsman. He's going to get an opportunity to shoot 2. And the first one will fall for the big man. So the first points for Central in a good amount of time. Bringing them within 4. Second one in and out for the senior. And so up 17-13, just under 7 minutes to play in this first half. Hawks with possession. Junior Mason Werner for 3. Off to the left.
Nice board there by Ofsted, keeps it alive.
Cam Thompson drives, and he'll finish. Senior Cam Thompson, 3-year starter at point guard for the Hawks.
And that
finishes
was a real nice little run there. Didn't look like he had space to get that one up. He did. Got it to go. Top play.
19-13 6-point lead for the Hawks. Hackbarth drives, tries to find Hinsman, and he'll be fouled.
You know, that's kind of the same thing we saw before on the other end. Is Mason was behind him, tried to reach around. Hinsman had position on him on the inside. That's why they called the foul.
Looked like a quick double team was attempted there. Nielsen got away from it. He's going to finish for 2. Panthers within 4. It's been a back and forth first half. The Panthers had at one point an 8-point lead, 12-4. Hawks went on a huge run, obviously now with the 4-point lead. Mason Werner, the junior, going to work in the post. Nothing doing, he'll get it out.
A good job on defense there by Central, not leaving their feet. Keeping it on the floor, making it tough for Mason.
Hawks taking their time on offense. Methodical possession for BW. Mason Werner's going to drive. That shot's not going to hit anything. Hackbarth for Central will collect, and we'll get a 30-second timeout from St. Croix Central, and we'll thank one of our sponsors here at Blackhawk TV. Nielsen's Foods has been serving communities since 1903. We offer full-service caribou coffee, bakery, deli, and meat departments. We pride ourselves with our award-winning Nielsen's Market Meats and our friendly staff. Nielsen's vision is to build a strong family of customers and employees by delivering superior service to our customers, offering employee growth opportunities, reinvesting in our stores, and serving in our communities. Nielsen's Foods wishes Baldwin Woodville schools and athletics the best in their achievement towards excellence. A-Star Concrete Pumping Incorporated is proud to be family-owned and operated in Wisconsin. We pride ourselves on maintaining a high-quality, unique fleet and very knowledgeable staff to complete all projects. From smaller residential projects to large-scale commercial enterprises, A-Star Concrete Pumping has the equipment, staff, and experience to handle all your concrete needs. Contact them at 715-246-3920. So, Hawks up 4 over the St. Croix Central Panthers here at BWHS in Baldwin, Wisconsin. Just under 6 to go. We're going to get a held ball called.
And they tried to go with a little high post dribble handoff there. Really nice job by BW holding the ground, not allowing that to go through, causing a jump ball.
LaVenture will get the inbound. He's going to drive in. Sky for 2. As the Panthers pull within 2. 17-19.
Nice take there by LaVenture. Really elevated on that shot.
Keegan left wing, need it. Got it. The senior for 3 as he extends the BW lead to 5. Real nice shot there from the senior, Keegan Opsey. Nice defensive possession there by Thompson. He's going to go all the way to the basket, and he'll finish for the and one opportunity. The senior Cameron Thompson from defense to offense. Opportunity for a three-point play, and those are brought to us at Blackhawk TV by Packman's Concrete. You can contact Nick Pack at packmansconcrete@gmail.com for all your concrete needs.
Great effort there by Thompson. Gets the steal, gets down to the other end of the floor. Didn't look like he had room to make it, but he got it to squeak in there.
So 7-point lead now, 24-17. Hawks extend their lead with great defensive effort turning into offense. Nielsen, the senior for Central, unable to hit anything on that three-point attempt. Eli inside and out from Kuhn to Fritz. Hawks patient offensively.
And Coonan really wants it. Those two are really battling inside.
A little jump hook there from Coonan. Hard off the glass, no good. And Borkhardt a little handsy there. Possession will go back to Central.
He was. Looked like he took one to the face there as well.
Coach, you were at the BW Prescott game, and obviously in that one, Hawks had some trouble taking care of the ball. I've thought in this first half, BW's done a real nice job limiting turnovers.
Yeah, they really have. And that was something that we were curious at watching coming in, because we had heard about Central, that they like to press, they like to get up the floor. BW's really done a nice job against their press and really controlling the ball in general. A lot of guys going after the ball there.
Right, a lot of contact. And all of a sudden the whistles kind of were muted on that possession. So tough defense from the Panthers as the Hawks battle through some contact and end up turning it over.
They were, and it's pretty natural that we bring up that the Hawks haven't really turned the ball over, and we bring it down and turn it over.
Right. As it goes. So the Panthers real stagnant offensively in the last 12 or so minutes. And that continues as BW's tough defense forces another turnover. And for those that watched the JV game, you heard Coach Stitt mention the defense that Coach Benoit and his staff, and Coach Stitt, obviously you were a part of that staff for a long time, stress, that defensive effort, and it's really coming into play here in the first half.
Yeah, I think Coach Benoit has got to be pretty pleased with the pace that this game is at. We're not up and down. We're 24-17 with only 3 minutes left here in the first half.
Colin Fritz, the sophomore, and that's a 10-point lead now for the Hawks as Mr. Fritz hits the three from the left wing. Nice shot there by the sophomore.
We got a foul there on Fritz.
So the Panthers are going to shoot the 1-and-1. Colin Fritz, a standout football player as a sophomore already. Obviously last year had a really nice year at the varsity level for the Hawks on this very floor. Very gifted kid, very talented kid. It's fun to see him go up and down. So Carter LaVenture makes the first, misses the second. But Hinsman, the senior's there to collect the offensive rebound, and the Panthers will get another possession. Turnover by Harney. Hawks are all by themselves, and Fritz is going to finish for two. Hawks lead grows to 11, 29-18 here, late in the first half. Hackbarth corner three, no good. Good rebound there by sophomore Borkhardt.
And good box out there by the entire BW team. We had three guys all on the inside, all boxing out, doing their jobs. Ball's going to fall to somebody on your team.
And another foul by the Panthers, so the Hawks are going to go to the line to shoot the double bonus, and I'm going to thank one of Blackhawk TV's sponsors. Even though we don't know what life has in store for our homes or cars, we can still prepare. Introducing the damage doesn't have to be too damaging policy from American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. For details, contact Agent Justin Nygaard. Call 715-684-2919 or stop by 775 Main Street in Baldwin today. And we've got a timeout here by the Panthers a full timeout, and I'm going to continue to thank the sponsors here. Wisconsin Credit Union, sponsor of Blackhawk TV. Members of Wisconsin Credit Union can access account information and take care of most everyday banking needs via Wisconsin Online, the mobile app, and text banking. Immediate access to your Wisconsin accounts is also available 24 hours a day via touch-tone phone. Contact Wisconsin Credit Union to learn more. So, Coach Stitt, you know, kind of a tale of two halves in this first half. Obviously, the Panthers came out shooting real hot, and then some real nice contributions from the bench. In your experience coaching here with Coach Benoit and others, how valuable is it to have a nice deep bench that has, you know, some offensive ability?
You know, you really have to give the bench guys a lot of credit, because it was really that first kind of wave of subs that kind of came in and changed the complexion of the game. You had Caleb Locker come in, hit a basket or two and get a steal. You had Sam Hush come in, hit a three, get a steal. Those guys really came in, gave a little bit of life back to BW, and you've seen that now carry over to the starters that are out there. And frankly, their defense this last 10 minutes has been phenomenal. Central really hasn't been able to get into much of anything. They've struggled moving the ball around, and BW seems to be settling in a little bit on the offensive end.
Yeah, absolutely. The defensive effort has been valiant in this first half for the Hawks. They're up by 13 as a result of that. Just about 2 minutes left in this first half. Central trying to get something going offensively. Hinsman, the big man underneath. He'll lose the ball, but there'll be a foul called. I'm not sure who on.
I think it's on Ofsty, but we'll see. Hope they called it on Coonan. I think it was actually Ofsty that kind of came over him, but
right. And Hinsman once again will go to the line. He's 1 for 4 tonight. That was Coonan's second foul. No good, and as that's a 1-and-1, that's a live ball. That'll go to Coonan.
Yeah, it looked like most of the players there forgot that it was a 1-on-1.
Cam Thompson easily breaks the pressure there. Quick entry into the post. Coonan, strong move underneath for 2. The big man, 34, Eli Coonan for 2.
And we'll see here if they try to go back down low, down on the block, see if Central is going to try and get Coonan his third foul.
Hinsman, count the basket. He's going to go back to the free throw line. Nice entry pass there from the senior Hackbarth. Just a nice offensive play. Caught the Hawks sleeping on the backside. Hinsman will have an opportunity for the three-point play.
Yeah, Coonan went for the front. He's really played behind most of this game. Went for the front on him that time. No weak side help. Beautiful lob pass. Good finish there by Hinsman.
So that one will go for Hinsman. He's now 2 for 6 from the line and puts a dent into the Hawks' 12-point lead. We'll have a 30-second timeout here. I think one of our sponsors of Blackhawk TV, Precision Excavating Enterprises, is a full-service excavating, grading, and trucking contractor located in Baldwin, offering all types of residential and commercial earth-moving, septic systems, demolition, landscaping, driveways, and building sites. Our trucking division offers dump truck, grain hopper, and flatbed hauling services, sand, gravel, and fill delivery, serving the Baldwin and surrounding western Wisconsin areas. Give us a call at 715-760-0768 for free estimates. So just over a minute to go. Hawks are going to inbound, and once again some pressure from the Panthers.
Looks like they're going a little 2-2-1 here. Baldwin gets it to the middle, breaks it relatively easily. And as soon as I say that, they turn it over. Got the turnover right where they wanted it to happen, right over half court. Got the trap.
Hinsman's strong attempt there. Nothing doing. He'll get it from his teammate, it looks like, and he's going to get fouled. And another opportunity for a three-point play. So Carson Hinsman, after sitting in foul trouble for much of that first half, with another opportunity to put a dent into this BW lead.
And it looked like Nielsen there on his way up lost the ball against Hinsman, almost as though Hinsman had a block.
Yep.
Ball ended up in his lap, and easy little put up.
Yep. Yep, it's hard to question the impact that having a Division I level athlete on the floor gives you. And Hinsman's had a real nice job. And Hackbarth with a quick steal, and he's going to give it to Harney. And this pressure really getting to the Hawks as we've had 7 quick points by the Panthers, but a quick foul is going to put BW back at the line.
It is, and from that last time out, they switched that thing up to a 2-2-1. I got the one trap over half court. I had that one right there. Looked like we had 2 guys on the opposite wing, both run to the middle of the floor. Obviously, from a coaching standpoint, you don't want 2 guys in the same spot when you're trying to break a press. This time, we got a foul, so
the junior Mason Werner off to the left of his first. The double bonus, so 2 guaranteed free throws. And no good on the second. So Warner empty at the stripe. Hawks up 7. And this being probably one of the last couple possessions of the first half. Central looking to put a dent into the BW lead. Under 30 seconds now. Quick entry into Hinsman. He's going to use his strength. He's going to get underneath the basket. He's going to score again. So the Panthers at one point down 12, now down only 5 at the end of this first half. And another turnover forced by that pressure with just under 10 seconds to go in this first half. Panthers looking to make this a 1-possession game.
And you see the last possession there, BW went to a 3-2 defense. We'll see if they stick with it. It looks like they're sticking with that here for this last possession.
So only a couple ticks left on the clock. Harney going to launch from deep 3, no good. So at the half at BWHS in Baldwin, Wisconsin, BW leads the St. Croix Central Panthers by 5, 33-28 in a back and forth first half. We'll join you here, Blackhawk TV, in about 10 minutes for the second half. We're going to take a quick break. All right, welcome back to Baldwin Woodville High School as we've got BW versus St. Clair Central. After a back and forth first half where both teams had significant leads at one point, BW ahead 33-28. Real nice job defensively by the Hawks. Some late turnovers led to some offensive opportunities for the Panthers. What are some things that stick out to you, Coach Stitt, from that first half?
Well, you know, we really saw that Central tried kind of throwing the kitchen sink in terms of presses at BW. They went straight man for a while. That really didn't do much. They tried to trap a little bit out of a diamond. That really didn't do much. The last minute and a half or so there, they switched to a 2-2-1, and that really seemed to cause the Blackhawks some problems. Got the Panthers back into it. I think it went from a 13-point lead down to a 5-point lead. So we'll see in the second half. I would expect that Central is going to continue with that 2-2-1 with the number of problems that it caused. BW kind of finished the half there running a little 3-2 defense. I don't expect to see a lot of that in the second half, but we'll find out.
All right, so 18 minutes away from seeing who comes out with this one here at BWHS, and looks like BW is going to start with this one, going to the north basket.
Yeah, overall it was really it was a half of runs.
Right.
You know, Central started out on a big run. BW came back with a really big run, and Central finished it up with a little bit of a run. And we'll see how that continues. Looks like BW has Sean Van Zomeren to start the second half.
Yep,
so a little change to the starting lineup.
Central back with their original five. They've got Hackbarth, Harney, Whitaker, Hinsman, and Nielsen.
And Van Zomeren in there for Fritz.
On the floor for the Hawks, 23 Keegan Opsey, 5 Cameron Thompson, 2 Mason Werner, 34 Eli Kuhn, and like Coach Stitt said, 32 Sean Van Zomeren. And that possession gets away from the Hawks, and then it'll go back to the blue St. Clair Central.
It looked like Central started out there in a little bit of the zone.
Hawks back in the straight man. Hinsman going back to work on the post. Nothing doing on that swing.
And that was a fun battle to watch in the first half with Hinsman and Kunin. Both guys right now, I believe, have 2 fouls, so it'll be fun to see how that plays out here in the second.
Senior Hackbarth no good. He'll get it back. Hinsman up for 2, and it's good. So Panthers within 3 now in the early going. Once again, St. Clair Central with some full court pressure. That pass off the legs of Kunin, and we've got an injury timeout. Halting play. We've got a couple Hawks banged up here.
Yeah, both Kunin and Van Zomeren there, along with Hinsman. All 3 guys went for that ball hard. Good hard play. It looked like they knocked their heads together. Hopefully those 2 are all right. Looks like they got up, walked it off. Looks like they're going to be fine. But a good hard play, good effort. Hey, this is the rivalry, right?
This is so much fun. I mean, the energy in the gym. Both teams want it so bad. 4 miles apart. We'll see who comes up with the victory. 16:40 to go in the first half. Early going in the second half. Hawks 33, SCC 30. St. Clair Central looking to fight back here. Harney, tough 2, no good. Nice.
Kind of an off
rebound.
balance. Really good job there by Cameron Thompson, staying in front of him, forcing that tough shot.
Transition 3 by Opsey, good. The senior, through the contact, finishes for 3.
And tried to draw the foul on it as well. Didn't get the call.
And the Hawks force a turnover. They're going to turn and go. Mace Werner, an uncontested 2 for the junior, and the Hawks lead grows to 8.
Here come those runs again.
Exactly. A lot of contact and a lot of these possessions going uncalled. Hinsman going to work underneath.
Really nice footwork there by Hinsman. Got around Kunin. Nice footwork. Good finish.
Jump hook will go for the big senior.
And we see Central back in that 2-2-1. Switching it up to a half-court man.
Hofsey going to work against Nielsen. Warner, nice pass down to Sean Van Somen, but nice defense from Whitaker.
Good timing there by Whitaker. Got up, did not commit the foul. Nice D.
Hackbarth will hand off to Nielsen. Nielsen played some good minutes for the Panthers last year, unable to get going here in this one. Had a nice game against Amory.
Nice board there by Mason Warner.
Strong take by Coonan, and that's going to be the third foul on Hinsman, and Coonan will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, excellent take there by Coonan. Nice outlet pass there, good rebound. Got that thing out going. Coonan running the floor, he gets rewarded.
Blackhawk TV would like to thank Don Timmerman, sponsor Blackhawk TV. You can contact Don Timmerman at Timmerman Realty for all your realty needs. You can reach him by phone at 715-684-9541 or by email at dontimmerman@baldwin-telecom.net. St. Croix Garage Door provides Western Wisconsin with top quality garage door sales, service, and installation. You can give Brian a call today at 715-781-8989 for a quote, install, or service.
And Coach Hayes is going to let Hinsman ride it out here. He's picked up his third.
So 1 of 2 there for Coonan. Nielsen will try to dump it down to Hackbarth. That'll get away from the senior. Hackbarth will pull from 3, and that's a real nice shooter's touch, and that's going to fall. Brings the Panthers within 4.
Kind of a chaotic play there. The ball got kind of knocked around a little bit. Keegan has done a really nice job so far on Hackbarth, and he got free when the ball got knocked around. Ended up with a wide open 3.
We've had a couple changes of possession in the last couple seconds here. Hackbarth with a nice steal, but missed the layup, and the Hawks end up with it.
We'll see if we... Nope, they're going to swing the ball around.
Coonan working tirelessly against Hinsman. Hard to say that Coonan will match up against a stronger post player than Hinsman this season. Nice offensive rebound there by Van Someren, but he quickly throws it away. He was in nice position, but quick turnover. Panthers back with possession. And Hinsman will get a break in the game. LaVenture, senior, for the Panthers. Also in the game for the Panthers, number 24, Jack Knabel, his first minutes of the contest. LaVenture thought about it. Panthers work it around, showing some patience.
Yeah, good D here by BW.
Nielsen will turn and shoot right away. No call.
And knocked out by Central. And Fritz is coming back into the game now.
So Colin Fritz, the original starter for the Hawks, he'll give Sean Van Someren a break. Here we've got about 4.5 minutes in this first half. Still a couple possession game between these two. BW did have the lead at halftime.
And it looks like Central switched back to their straight man press now.
Mason Warner's going to turn and go. He's going to go coast to coast. Oh, almost for 2. Hard off the iron.
Yeah, nice drive. Good aggressive move. Just missed it.
Panthers looking for an open cutter.
And good help there by Fritz on seeing that cutter, seeing he was going to get there, going back.
Nice backdoor cut there by Hackbarth. That's a really good offense.
It really was. He saw that and really got after it. Saw that he was overplayed coming to the top and just immediately backdoored.
So the Panthers, for the first time in a while, within 2. And this one between 2 of the middle border's finer teams. Promised to be a good one, and it is turning out to be. So.
Yeah, and Hinsman's back in the game. Got a quick little 1.5, 2-minute break there.
So once again, the every night point guard for the Hawks, Cam Thompson, will bring it up. He's just going to turn to his left and go. Efficient strategy for breaking that press when you have a formidable point guard. Student section's coming alive.
Yeah, and I do have to give the BW student section a little bit of credit because we've got girls basketball going on tonight, we've got boys hockey going on tonight, and we've got girls hockey going on tonight. So there's a lot of other things going on here at the school And to see this many kids still out here for the game, that's great.
Awesome school spirit from BW High School.
And there's plenty of Central fans here too to boot. I don't know what other events they have going on tonight, but they're definitely well represented.
Tough defense there on the entry pass. Central back in possession. We'll get a high ball screen for the first time. Hackbarth from the elbow, and it's a tie ball game here in Baldwin, Wisconsin. 39-39. Central's battled back. They were down by as many as 13 in that first half, and they've used defense translating to offense to come back. And Caleb Locker, who's right at a first half spark for the Hawks, will go to the scorer's table. He's going to check in for BW.
And those two down low are really battling it out.
Tough defense. Ball was tied up there, but changes possession to the Panthers.
Yeah, really nice job there by Nielsen on D to go up, contest, and not foul.
Knable misses, but the senior Hackbarth will sky for the rebound. Tries to dish it down to Hinsman, loses it, but LaVenture will come up. Hackbarth, but that's going to be a charge and no basket. Really nice defensive play there by Eli Coonan. Charge, no basket, back to the Hawks.
Yeah, great job of stepping in there by Coonan. Was it a charge? Looked like he kind of slid past him a little bit to the side, but once again, we'll defer to the guys that are down there in the stripes. They've been doing this for a long time.
Right.
Veteran crew, they know what they're doing.
So a big play there for the Hawks. This one's still tied. We're 7 minutes into this second half. Tough full court defense once again by the Panthers. And Coach Vinoy beckoning for a timeout there for about 4 seconds. He'll get the 30. So we're all tied up, 39-39. Coach Stitt, you've coached this game for a long time. What are some keys to pulling this one out for the Hawks?
I think just keep doing what we're doing. Our defense, we got to keep defending strong. We've given up a few too many, for BW that is, has given up a few too many offensive rebounds, I think, in the second half to start it out. And that's really got the Panthers going. They've gotten a couple easy buckets. They've extended some possessions in order to get it. I think BW's played some pretty good defense at the start and then just hasn't boxed out a few times. On the offensive end, I think they're moving the ball. I think they're getting pretty good shots. Central has gotten a few turnovers. They've been mostly straight man press here in the second half. We saw that switch up a lot in the first half. But we'll see how that continues.
Sam Hush thought about it. He hit a big first half three for the Hawks. Caleb Locker, Sam Hush, valuable bench pieces for BW in the game, number 10 and number 3.
And they're patiently looking for a shot. Good D by Central.
Top of the key three from Opsy, in and out. What a big shot that would have been. In and out for the senior. He's hit a couple threes tonight. Really nice perimeter shooter for the Hawks. Hinsman going back to work. Inside and out to Harney, to Nielsen. Into the game for the first time, Owen Tallage, the sophomore for the Central, number 2.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see here. They have Hackbarth out of the game. He's been kind of their key to offense, of getting things moving, getting things rolling. What they're going to do over these next couple of minutes with him on the bench.
Fouls on 23 Keegan Opsy, his second, so he's still in pretty good shape. Just over 8 minutes into the second half, still tied at 39 apiece. LaVenture's going to drive. He's going to go for 2, no good. And Coonan's going to come up with the rebound.
Good battle in there for the rebound.
Locker doing a real nice job taking care of that. Sophomore Tallage with a contact foul there.
And they're going to call Central there with the armbar.
And it's just as a fan of high school sports, whenever you see a sophomore out there competing on the big stage, it's kind of fun. You know, Talmadge obviously giving his best effort, but it's a lot of people to play in front of all of a sudden as 15, 16-year-old.
It is.
Sophomore for the Hawks, number 1, Fritz. He's no stranger to this big stage. He's going to go to work underneath, and he'll find Coonan, but before he does, he's going to get fouled. And so a couple fouls in succession for the Panthers, and that's an issue we saw in the first half that really led to BW's offensive outburst, was foul trouble for the Panthers.
And they called that one on Hintzman. I thought it was a different player, but that is his 4th, so that is definitely a big development.
Huge deal, as Hintzman's now going to have to take a seat for, you'd think, an extended period of time. And a 5-second call goes against the Hawks. I wasn't counting, but Central did enough to get that turnover.
Feels like we've been stuck on 39 for quite a while.
We indeed have. 39 apiece. Not a lot of offense yet in this second half for either team. Central's done enough to battle back from a 5-point halftime deficit. Sophomore Talmadge, corner 3. No good, and off over the backboard will go to the Hawks. Halfway through this second half, Cam Thompson's going to turn and go. He'll go up to finish. No good. Tough rebound by Nielsen.
Real nice rebound there.
Senior Nielsen with a nice physical play. Whitaker to Talmadge. Talmadge loses his balance at the elbow, and we'll have a timeout called by the Panthers. 30-second. So the lid's been on the rim for a while for both teams. We talked a little bit about BW's keys to success in the last timeout. What are some things from the Panthers that you've seen that they've changed or maybe will change going towards the end of this game?
Well, one of the things that we've kind of seen as this game has gone on is out of every timeout they've switched up the type of pressure that they brought. Whether it's man, whether it's diamond, whether it's 2-2-1.
Sure.
So the first thing I would expect to see out of Central here is something different in how they're pressing. And this early in the season, it looks like they definitely try to create a lot of their offense out of that pressure. And BW's done a nice job of not turning it over too much to give them some easy offense. But we'll see how that continues. I see they got Hackbarth back in the game now. Yeah, we'll see what happens going forth. Obviously, Hintzman is out with his 4th.
The venture corner 3, that's short. Nice rebound there by Locker, the senior.
But yeah, overall, I still think that this game is being played more at BW's pace.
Right. Cam Thompson's going to attack the lane. He'll dish to Sam Hush. He thought about a long 2. Hawks will continue to be patient.
And Coonan is really battling in there. He wanted that ball. And now he gets it, and nice defensive play.
Yep. Up and under.
Back by Nielsen.
Up and under, sent away by Nielsen. And that was going to go off a couple Panthers and out. And another quick turnover. So 39 apiece for probably close to 5 minutes now. We'll see which team can break through. I know both teams early in the season, conditioning can be a tough thing to get, and with all this full court pressure.
And Cameron Thompson, they're trying to draw a foul on Hackbarth. Wasn't called. Good. I think a good no call.
Fritz very capable on the post. He's going to go to work against LaVenture, and the jump hook just short. And Whitaker will bring it out and get it to the senior Hackbarth. Hackbarth's had a real nice second half with some cagey defensive plays and some nice perimeter shooting. He's going to attack the basket, try to get it to Nielsen, but turn it over. And Thompson will get it back for the Hawks.
And that was a nice little post up there by Fritz, a nice shot. It was another one of those cases of just didn't go. And there he attacks the basket. Nice job there by Colin Fritz.
And finally, BW back in the lead. 41-39, just under 7 to play in this second half. Whitaker thought about it at the top of the key. He's going to drive in, take. No dice.
Nice fake, nice drive there by Whitaker. Walled up though at the basket. Good job of defense by the Hawks.
So up 2. We'll see what the Hawks look to, trying to maybe get back into the post, as they have in the last couple possessions in a row. Patient is Locker. He'll swing it over on the opposite side to Hush, fellow senior. Colin Fritz getting into the middle of the floor, and he'll get it back out.
And again, nice job of defense there by Central.
And in the post, Coonan goes to work, no good, but a nice board. He'll get it back, and he'll dish it out to Fritz. And before that, long 3 goes in. Foul on Nielsen. And with 4 fouls, Hinsman back in the game.
We also have Varsity back in the game. Looks like
Werner.
Mason Werner also back in the game for BW.
So Locker and Hush, after some valuable minutes, will take a seat. Coonan going to work. Hinsman working with 4 fouls. He's got to be careful.
And he pulled that pivot foot. Nice job of Hinsman staying on the floor, not giving ground. Staying there, forcing the turnover there on Coonan.
So still just a 2-point game. Panthers trying to still get the lid off of their rim. It's been a while since they've been able to connect. Hinsman right back to work in the post. Inside out to Talmadge. He'll try to get it back to Hinsman, but off of senior Cam Thompson's hands.
Good close out there by Thompson.
Back in the game for Central, Nick Harney. He'll give the sophomore Talmadge a break. Nice backdoor lob there, but nothing doing for Nielsen. That's in and out as he takes the spill.
And that's been the story of Central for the last 7-8 minutes. I don't know the last time they scored, but it has been a long time. They can't get the lid off the ball, or off the hoop. They had a nice look at the basket there, kind of a wide open one they still couldn't finish.
Right. They tied it up at 39, came back from a 5-point halftime deficit. Coonan, right wing, need it. No good for 3. Hackbarth with another rebound. Hackbarth, a very capable perimeter shooter. He'll swing to Nielsen, who will drive. Whitaker is going to drive in. Can't finish. Hinsman's there, though, and that's a tie ball game. 41 apiece. 41 apiece between BW and SCC. Just 4 miles apart are these rivals. And this one's going to come down to the wire. 4:30 and counting to play. Warner's going to drive and kick.
Little handoff. Cam looks like he's going to get things set up out here.
Cam will swing to Werner. He'll drive baseline. No call. And that's going to go to the blue. So the whistle's quite silent on that possession, definitely. And Hinsman's going to go back to work in the post. Try not to commit any fouls. He's got 3, and that's going to be nice footwork, but no dice on the layup.
No, nice little up and under. Good job by Coonan again, staying on the ground, making it a tougher shot.
So as we approach 3:30 to play in this matchup, 41-41, an instant classic between BW and SCC. Hawks once again being patient offensively.
Yeah, one of the things you got to look at this early in the season is, the level of shape that these guys are in. How many guys are getting tired here, getting down towards the end? How has that affected their shots? Is that part of the reason why we've seen very few made shots here in the second half?
Right.
I think you got to credit the defense on both teams.
Tough reverse layup attempt there. Hinsman playing smart defense there. He's got 4 fouls. We're going to have probably a wise full timeout here by Coach Hayes of the Panthers.
And nice little reverse layup there by Coonan. Again, it's been the story of this game. Looks like a nice little move, and it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, for fans of, post offense and post defense, tonight's been a really fun contest to watch. I mean, Hinsman and Coonan both have played really smart basketball, obviously really physical in the post, and really gone back and forth. Two very big players for each team.
Yeah, watching two guys like that go after each other down there, there's a lot of people that don't like the physicality of basketball. It's something I love to watch. I love to watch two guys just battling down low,
absolutely,
trying to get position. And for the most part, I think the officials have let them play in terms of battling to get position. It's the fouls have come, and they've been pretty legit fouls, the ones that have been called.
Absolutely. So baskets are gold down the stretch here. We've got 3 minutes, just about 3 minutes left in this one between BW and SCC at BWHS in Baldwin, Wisconsin. Thank you for joining us here at Blackhawk TV, where we will be streaming every home BW boys and girls basketball game this season.
Yeah, another interesting thing to look at down the stretch. There's 3 minutes left. Central has 6 fouls. BW has 1 foul. So Baldwin Woodville's already in the bonus. Central has got a long ways to go, and we'll see how that affects things coming down the stretch.
Nice screen and slip there by Hackbarth, but once again, it won't find the bottom. Hinsman no good, and that's going to be a foul on Hackbarth.
And that's been the story. Great look at the basket. Can't finish. You got to follow at the basket. Can't finish. Foul on Central.
It's a tricky sport, basketball, in that hoop. Sometimes it's a little bit smaller than it seems.
Well, sometimes you run the right play and the shot doesn't go in.
Right. Big free throws here from the sophomore. Shooting the 1-1. Hard off the back iron, though, as Hinsman gets a big rebound, and this is a big decision. So that's going to go on BW, and that makes sense.
And he did. He looked like he kind of grabbed his arm on the side.
So that's Eli Coonan's third, as he and Hinsman, who has 4, continue to go to war underneath the basket. This one's still tied. Just about 2:45 to go here in the second half. Whitaker's going to go to his left. He's going to drive in.
And we've got another offensive foul.
Another offensive foul. Real nice job there from Eli Coonan with position, sacrificing his body.
Second charge that Coonan has picked up tonight. Nice job of stepping in. It's funny because usually you don't see that call made unless the guy goes to the floor, which he didn't. And you don't have to fall to the floor to get a charge. But you usually don't see the call made unless they do.
Right. So 2:30 and counting. Every possession enormous at this point in the game. Senior Cameron Thompson, he's going to drive. No call. That one will fly in the air, and Central will gather.
And it did look like a clean block there.
Whitaker wisely slows it down. And we're at 2 minutes to go. BW SCC rivals. Harney, big three, top of the key. Hard out back iron, but he'll get his own rebound. 1:55. Huge possession for the Hawks defensively.
And you watched after that three-pointer, there were 2 BW guys up there. They both kind of ran to the corners and let the middle wide open for that rebound.
Big three there by Whitaker, no doing. Nice rebound by Coonan. So 1:30 to go. Long pass up the floor. Fritz unable to score, unable to get it, but Werner will gather. And we're going to have a timeout by Coach Benoit of BW.
And again, a lot of bodies on the floor. These guys want this.
Full timeout, 1:21 to go. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors, Blackhawk TV, making this possible. It's a lot of fun to be able to call this game. Coach Benoit, or Coach Stitt rather, thanks for joining us tonight. It's been a lot of fun.
Hey, thanks for having me. That last play there was another one where it looked like Fritz was going to have a fairly easy attempt at a layup, and Central did a great job getting back, contesting it, and then it's just guys flying after the ball. And that's been the story of the second half. I believe it was 39-39 with about 10 minutes to go, and we're at 41-41 with a minute 21 to go. And some people can look at that and say it's bad offense. There's been some pretty darn good defense here tonight.
Absolutely. These, early in the season with teams unable, obviously, to rack up a ton of wins, these are two quality teams that are going to beat a lot of teams this year. And this game, an important one, even though it is early going down the stretch when it comes to conference standing. So both these teams want it bad, and we're going to have a minute 21 to find out who will come away victorious. However, if we score at the rate we have been, we're going to have more than a minute 21.
That's true. So coming out of the timeout, we'll see what Coach Benoit draws up here. Wouldn't be surprised to see a little back screen lob, but
we've got original starters in for both teams.
And Central's going to thwart that by going 2-3. They've played a little bit of 2-3, mainly out of bounds plays. They've gone 2-3, but they have played a little bit of it otherwise.
Offsy's going to attack. Heel kicked on to Fritz. Under the basket. Oh, no good. Pretty good look there, and Hackbarth will turn to go under a minute, 50 seconds.
It wasn't. Central's got numbers here, but weren't able to capitalize.
Big steal there by Werner, and we'll see what Coach Benoit wants to do here. Got to be careful, Hackbarth.
And that was a lot of contact.
As the Hawks are in the bonus, 37 seconds. Got to be honest, the heart's racing as a commentator right now. This is going to be quite the finish, under 30 seconds.
Yeah, interesting. The Central here staying in their 23. Baldwin's kind of pulling it out. I would assume holding for one.
BW's going to hold for the last shot of the game, as it seems. And we're going to get a timeout. And looks like Coach Benoit is going to keep his players on the floor for a full timeout. Just under 12 seconds, 11.5, 41-41 to go in this one.
And knowing that Central was just in a 2-3, what I assume Coach Benoit is talking about here down in the huddle is, all right, if they do come out in a 23, we're going to attack it this way. If they come out man, which it'll be curious to see what Central does it, but if they come out man, we're going to attack it this way. So you're definitely right now, you're drawing up two plays. And guys got to know, hey, we're drawing up two plays. Depends on what they come out, and as soon as you see them come out, you can call it out. Hey, we're going number one, we're going number two, whatever those two plays are.
Right. So obviously some strategy comes into play here. Credit to both teams. This has been an unbelievable, like you mentioned, an unbelievable defensive effort. I, as well as yourself, really, really value and love to watch great defense. I know when I was coaching, it was actually my favorite aspect of the game to coach. And so it's fun watching both these teams absolutely leave it on the floor. Early in the season, two teams laden with experience, but looking to make their mark early on the season.
And you see missed shots at the rim. A lot of that has to do with the defense because guys are afraid that somebody's coming at them, so they adjust their shot a little bit. The defense caused that.
Here we go. 10
they are
seconds.
coming out 2-3.
Cam Thompson, top of the key, 6 seconds, 5 seconds.
They kind of switched it up, haven't they?
Keegan Opsy's going to rise, need it. Off. No good, and we're going to go to overtime. We are going to go to overtime, 41-41, so we're going to get an extra period here at BWHS, getting our money's worth and more. Keegan Opsy, obviously, for those of you that follow BW basketball closely, hit a classic game winner last year here on this very floor against Prescott. No good on that last second three-point attempt. We're going to get 5 extra minutes, Coach Stitt.
Well, I guess the fans just want more. I mean, you look out there, they just want more.
They do. So we'll get a minute break.
No, it looked like Central started out that possession at 2-3, and as the time started to tick down and they knew that they had to match up, they moved out of that match and came out and tried to match up. You saw Hinsman there starting in the middle, and when BW kind of wasted some time up there at the top, definitely came out and contested that three, made that a really tough shot.
Right.
And, hey, we're going to overtime.
Indeed we are. So second half points for the Hawks, I believe we scored 18, and we were up by 5, so that leaves the Panthers, so 18-23 in that second half. Panthers do enough to force overtime. It was a fast-paced, relatively high-scoring first half, with like you mentioned at halftime, quite a few runs. And we really had one run in the second half, and it was all that Central needed.
That's right. And like we said, I think it was 39-39 with about 10 minutes to go in the game. And both teams scored 2 points the rest of the way.
Right.
But, again, going into this overtime, fouls carry over. So Central still has 8 fouls. The Blackhawks are in the 1-1 for 1, and then they're in the double bonus after that. Baldwin Woodville only committed 2 fouls in that half. So it's 8-2. We thought that might be a factor coming down the stretch. It ended up not being there, but it might be here in this 4-minute overtime.
Right. And it is a 4-minute extra period. We're going to have a jump between Whitaker and Offsey. And that'll go back and forth but end up with the Panthers. And Hackbarth to Harney will get this first possession overtime underway. Hackbarth will rise up top of the key 3, and that's nothing but net. And the lid officially off the rim for the Panthers. A big triple by the senior Colin Hackbarth.
Yeah, a little ball screen there. BW looked like they kind of switched it at the start.
Mason Warner looking to
Switch
respond.
back.
No good. Whitaker with the rebound. And each possession in overtime, hugely valuable. Right back to the Panthers.
Central going to spread the floor a little bit here. I can't imagine that they're going to stall for 3.5 minutes.
Whitaker is going to try to, and he's going to make the basket, and it's going to count for the and one opportunity. So apparently not position enough for the BW defender. That's going to be a blocking call, and Trey Whitaker, the senior, with his first basket tonight, and one of the biggest of his career.
Yeah, and as opposed to some of the earlier calls, I actually thought Fritz was there in time. But the block called, 3-point play. We got a 6-point lead, St. Croix Central. So after not seeing points for 10 minutes, all of a sudden Central's got 6 in the first minute.
So a 3-pointer by Hackbarth and a 3-point play by Whitaker, 2 seniors for the Panthers, and all of a sudden Central up 6 here in the overtime period. No need to panic for the Hawks, they just need offense, and a nice short corner jumper. No good though for Fritz.
And positioned by Coonan there on the weak side, he just mistimed his jump. The ball went right over the top of him. Rebound Central.
And a 4-corner look here by the Panthers, made famous by coach at North Carolina, Dean, gosh, his last name escapes me.
I think it's Smith.
Dean Smith, thank you. Nice back cut there by Whitaker. No look pass to Nielsen, and the Panthers have broken it open. 49-41, we've got just over 2 minutes to play. And like you mentioned, Coach did, after being stuck at 39 for forever, Panthers all of a sudden at 49. Offense needed quickly by the Hawks, taking a real deliberate approach in the second half. That pass almost gets away from Warner.
Yeah, nice recovery there by Ofty to run down and get it.
Minute 45, Cam Thompson's going to hoist. That one's not going to anything but fall to Colin Fritz, and he'll get it back alive for BW. Once again, 49-41, Central up 8 in this overtime period. Right wing 3, no good. Hawks can't get anything going. Cam Thompson, he's going to pull up for 2. Nothing doing, and Nielsen will get the rebound. And we've got a minute 15 to play in this overtime period, and it's been all Panthers.
Yeah, and that was a long possession there. And this is where now the lack of fouls on BW is actually going to hurt them. They're in a position where they're probably going to have to foul to get the ball back. They just committed one there. That's only their 4th foul of the entire second half. So Central's actually in a better shape right now because BW doesn't have a lot of fouls.
Right, nice back cut to Whitaker, and he's going to try to dunk. No good. Valuable points off the board. Obviously would have been a highlight moment for him and the team. Nothing doing on that attempt. Hawks, though, still need 8 to tie, 9 to win. Fritz is going to try to get 3 of those, and it's off back iron. And so 50 seconds to play. Central back with the ball.
And again, good look by Fritz. Just couldn't get her down.
Whitaker to Hinsman. And Cam Thompson, the senior, will get the foul. And we've got 5 team fouls now on BW, so 2 away from making the Panthers shoot. 35.7 to go. And it's almost hard to believe, after we called about 10 minutes of basketball with 4 combined points, that Central did what they did offensively. Another back cut. And Whitaker will travel.
And I thought he traveled on the last one too.
Sure.
I think that's both times. That this time they caught him. I think last time they let him get away with it a little bit.
No good on both. Cam Thompson with 2 and 28, right about 28 seconds. 2 possession game technically, so we got a lot of basketball to play.
And a quick timeout. Again, that's the first 2-pointer or first field goal of any kind that I think BW's had, and boy, it feels like ages.
Right.
Maybe last Friday, I'm not sure.
And obviously the highlight reel dunks would have definitely been a cool moment, but 4 points off the board for the Panthers with those last 2 attempts. Makes you think, you know, obviously this one could be pretty well put away, but the Hawks 2 possessions away. All it takes is a couple missed free throws or a couple steals and some big buckets for the Hawks to be right back in it. So coming out of this timeout, that's what BW will try to do. You know, here, Coach, are you looking for a quick 2 if you're BW, or are you looking for 3? What do you think?
Well, it looks like Coach Benoit here subbed in a couple of guys, so I'm guessing that they're out there to foul. Obviously, you're overplaying, you're grabby, you're trying to get the ball without fouling. But he's got a couple of guys in there to foul so that some of his starters that are in foul trouble aren't going to commit that foul.
Right.
But with how Central's lined up here, I would expect something going over the top.
Yep, and they're going to have a kind of a safety defender who is
there it is.
Going to get beat. Hackbar's going to use his athleticism and save it. That's going to go to Harney. Harney's going to get fouled. Still not in the bonus, so we'll have another opportunity for a steal by the BW.
Right, and Central that time went with a little 1-4 set. Middle guys set a screen, went deep, almost threw it away. Nice job by Hackbart there to save the ball. And an even nicer job of saving it to his own teammate.
So we are...
Number 31 got to use his warm-up pants there to dry off the ball, so thank you down there.
25 seconds to go. Panthers do get it in, and Harney's going to go to the free throw line. Try to ice this one. Like I mentioned, it is still a 2-possession game, so BW can get the quick rebound off a miss and get it up the floor. Getting some quick offense essential, and we'll get some substitutions probably for that reason as Werner in for Van Someren.
And really only 4 seconds off the clock there from the original out of bounds.
And that free throw off. So BW right back at it. They're going to run and go. Cam Thompson's going to rise for 3. No good, but the offensive rebound, and Fritz is going to fire for 3. Need it. No good. Whitaker's going to get the rebound. 12 seconds, 11 seconds. Hackbarth up to Harney. Harney to Hinsman. Hinsman's going to go up for 2. And with 3, 2, 1, that's going to be the ball game. So the Hawks lose a heartbreaker at home in overtime. 43-51 as the offense all of a sudden comes alive for the Panthers in overtime as they prevail here at BWHS in Baldwin, Wisconsin, 51-43.
And that really was the story there at the end. Central hit some shots. Neither team could hit shots there in the second half. Central finally hit some shots in the overtime and were able to put this thing away.
Well, thanks for all who tuned in tonight. A great game, a great high school basketball game between two teams that are going to win a lot of games this year. But Central prevails. They're going to keep the rivalry basketball for the 5th straight game, and they're going to celebrate near the BW at the half-court line. Thanks again for joining us at Blackhawk TV. Final 51-43 in favor of the Panthers here tonight. Thanks again for stopping by. Have a good night.